There is a world as tangible as our own, impossible to see yet unavoidable to sense. A world enveloped by a seemingly unending ocean of forests. Buried deep in that forest, tucked away neatly within a blanket of twilight, lies a quaint little cabin. And in that cabin
is a bunch of guys, just a bunch of bullshitter.
Welcome to SleepyCast, episode 20.
Yay!
20 yay! And we're here with very special guests. Wait, let me step back. I'm Stamper TV, and I'm here with very special guests, just me and nobody else.
Yeah, what's poppin'? It's your boy, it's Woolie. It's the Woolie, the whitest black guy on YouTube. What's up? Hi. And, hey, introduce yourself.
Hey, it's me, Matt, the blackest white guy ever on YouTube.
Yeah, nigga, let's go.
And we are from Super Best Friends Play. Thank
Super
you for
Best
having
Friends
Super
Play.
Best Friends Play. It's no longer Two Best Friends Play.
Yeah.
There's two others, so therefore it makes it super.
That branding was shit.
That was
shit
confusing.
branding.
Every place we ever went to, and Machinima is trying to shop us around. They go, "Hi, this is Two Best Friends Play," and there's four of us motherfuckers standing there, and we're like,
So, like, who are these guys?
We got to
on the side.
I gotta be honest, that same shit happened to me.
Yep.
I was like, what, Two Best Friends Play? I was like, alright, so, and you guys
are
the rest.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. Tim.
Super Best Friends Play.
Wait, you said you're the whitest black guy?
Can you not tell from my voice?
You look super black.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm fucking Canadian, man. That shit doesn't
He
fly.
likes Muse.
I
He's
listen.
a black guy.
I listen to Muse, man. Exactly.
Sweet dude. I'm Oney. My voice is gone. Followed next to me is a Asian guy.
Yeah. Hello. It's me. It's a rice pirate. Hello. I am the whitest Chinese guy. We're all just turning the racial stereotypes upside down in this bitch.
Yeah.
And we're eating bowls of noodles.
Actually, between Matt here and Stamper, I feel like you guys are the two blackest white guys I know.
He's pretty black. He's blacker than I thought.
Yeah. Have you seen
no.
his dick? It's like fucking Wesley Snipes' lips.
What am I then?
It looks like a bad college job.
You're like the most American Irish guy.
Oh,
I
okay,
know.
that's fair.
That kind of works a little bit.
Yeah, that's
all
fair.
right.
I can also take most Asian black guy as well. Like,
Are you part
I'll
Asian?
take that
No,
too.
but like,
Oh, just your anime
Yeah, just
and-
fucking weeb like level like Japanese and shit.
Like
Just,
Dragon Balls.
It's bad. It's really bad.
That's not
Now here's the
that
thing:
bad.
Are you self-diagnosed weeb, or do you just accept it when people drop that on you?
I'm like what you call
Like, he's a
I'm a
self-diagnosed.
Cadbury cream egg.
Okay.
Right? So it's like black on the outside,
Yes.
white on the inside,
Yes.
because inside of that it's fucking yellow.
Do you know what's amazing? That is a very Asian way to reference yourself.
Is it?
Well, in Chinese, like a lot of insults and whatnot have an egg in it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's like a bad egg. Or
Eggplant.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so what's interesting is that I always actually reference myself as an egg because I'm white on the outside and yellow on the inside. Mm-hmm. So it's just
No, I need that chocolate layer on the
very
outside.
Asian,
Yeah.
and then with the extra chocolate.
It's
of
all
course.
for appearance, the chocolate layer.
Yeah.
It's just there for show. We're
And
like,
also, it's a really shitty candy.
I like you.
thank you.
Yo,
Thank
yo.
you. It's
Whatever.
shit.
You like the gray taste of Hershey.
I'm not really down with Hershey's.
He's right though.
I'm
Like,
actually-
Hershey's gray.
It's funny because I use Cadbury cream eggs as my like barometer or my metaphor for family. So it's like because I had them when I was a kid, I have this like nostalgia. Like my taste buds really want a Cadbury cream egg.
Yeah.
But when it comes around, when April comes around, I actually get one. I take one bite of it and I get sick. Like it's just
They're
way
very
too sweet for me.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
just
I'm
too
telling
sweet.
you, it's like a fairy jerking
But
off
that's
in your
exactly
mouth.
what it's like with my family. Like if I'm away from my family for a long time, I miss them. I want to see them so bad. But as soon as I spend one day with them, I'm like,
Man.
you know what? I think I'm good for another
I can
year.
eat-
I'll come back next year.
I could eat 5 in a row, I swear.
Dude, I need it. I used to buy one every fucking day.
He is so solid.
I thought they only came out in fucking Easter.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
No, because they're like, why would we want to get our profits just in one margin?
Yeah.
Oh, Halloween, Cadbury Scream
Eggs.
Are
Yeah,
they the
that's
exact
right.
same thing?
It's the exact same thing.
It's just
the
like
packaging
green
is
in the middle, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Willie is so solid with this where if I'll try to insult him and be like, oh, you're enjoying your little chocolate cups of sperm. Good job. And Willie goes, I will drink it all.
Thank you.
I love it.
Straight from the source, motherfucker.
Now let me ask you, if do you like the cream filling?
That's all I like.
Yeah.
Okay, so if let's just say the only way you could ever take that cream, the only way you could ever taste that cream was from a big chocolate wiener, okay? It's not not attached to a, you know what, it is,
You
it's attached,
shouldn't even bother,
it's
'cause
attached
the
to
answer
a
will be
person.
yes.
Already deep throating. Like straight into my stomach.
You didn't flinch.
Just straight into the.
You thought about it.
Chocolate wiener, who cares? It's made of chocolate.
When they had those Cadbury cream egg McFlurries
Oh,
at
you mean like the
McDonald's,
wiener? Wait, the wiener's chocolate
Yeah.
too?
Yo.
So you can bite the wiener and eat the chocolate too?
Yeah, but then the guy will get really sad because his wiener's gone.
Yeah, don't give people ideas.
Like his wiener just crumbles and melts?
Yeah, and he walks away sad.
They had Cadbury cream egg McFlurries at McDonald's, and I went in there and I was like, "Yo, fuck the chocolate.
Yeah.
Double down on the cream.
Yes.
Give me that shit." And they're like, "Are you sure?"
He pitched a tent like
you-
in the McDonald's and just slept.
I am at like I think I'm at risk for diabetes just because of that. Like, I'm about to lose a toe. I don't fucking care. So you can call it nasty. Give me that cream egg dick.
I've never seen someone so solid with
Like,
that.
I don't give a
See, that's all different perspective. I would take it in a McFlurry or a Blizzard. I'd
Yeah,
take
yeah.
that.
If you lost your toe, you can just put a cream egg on it.
Yo, okay,
We can recreate him.
we can make it better. We have the cream eggs.
Yeah.
Recreate technology.
So this is kind of weird, but like, I don't want to just call you by your internet like names. So,
Oh
like,
yeah,
what-
you had a very good point
What
earlier.
are your like first names? Because that's it's,
I only
if don't wanna
just learned them all.
internet slang you. That's weird. It's fucking.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like,
Unless you prefer it. I
to
don't.
step back a couple of steps, I met you guys before I even knew who you were.
Right.
And before I even knew, again, like your first names or any of that. So I met you as human beings first, then I knew what you did, and I still don't know your first names. I say, hey, how's
It's
it
them
going?
best friends, motherfuckers. Those
Quite a
Canadian
while,
assholes,
all I
yeah.
called you was Skeet Fighter. Because that's all I knew. That's all I knew.
And truthfully, I think that's totally fine because you're still making human connections. And it's not just us. I feel like at conventions, most people probably do that.
Yeah.
And then you go home and people are trying to friend you on Facebook and it's like, who the fuck is Greg Johnson? And it's like, you see a picture of
It's
like,
like,
oh!
dude, you were blowing him last night for like an
and I had
hour.
cream eggs in my cheeks.
10 minutes ago, they're like, "Oh yeah, Leviosa is coming," and I'm like, "Ooh, "Wait,
That's his name now.
That's me.
Even boiled that. But you know what? Tom did that to me too. I was saying that on that one panel.
Yeah.
That, like when he introduced me to people, he's like, "This is the ... guy." He didn't even use my fucking name.
He probably didn't know your name.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That doesn't mean it's disrespectful.
Ski fighter. The Leviosa. Exactly.
Like, it's
that's
like-
it. You get
they
boiled
remember
down
you.
to one fucking thing,
Right.
man." You know?
Exactly.
And like us, we just like use like because we're less players or whatever, the scum of the universe. A guy that's not here, Pat, and then people go, "Wait, I thought Matt, you're Pat, but your voice is because you don't." So
Right.
I've been Pat for a while. He's been Chewy.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
dude,
fuckface.
yeah.
Tell you tell
No,
this.
just- no,
We're at
just-
Magfest.
The dude comes up and he's like, I know you guys, right? And then it's like, it's Matt and I'm Woolie. And he's like, "Yeah, you're Chewy and Pat, right?" And it's just like, "Yeah, that's Chewy and Pat." It's
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
it's
sure.
It's actually Chewy and Fuckface in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tune in, you know? Like, I'm Chewy, he's Fuckface.
Though I will say, if you wear that hat, that hat with a P on it,
Yeah.
it does. I mean, I think just natural
You think-
association.
yeah.
Natural association, they might do that. I just know you by your.
This is just for this weekend because I usually rep the Yankees, right? And
Got
we're
it.
in Philadelphia right now.
He got
and then
warmed.
I got
You were gonna get your ass kicked.
a fan in all caps just go, "Listen, you need to listen."
You
Then
think it's
caps,
funny?
You think it's funny?
It's not
this
a game.
Is not a fucking
This is
game.
not a fucking
Do
game.
not wear a Yankees cap. Get a Phillies. Get anything. You will live if you do
I
this.
thought
this
I
weekend.
thought you were just trying to pull that John Cena bullshit where you try to be a face, where you're always wearing like the local jersey,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a
They go
fucking
for the
jerk
cheap
off.
pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No,
that cheap
I would
fucking
never do
shit.
I thought he was
that.
pulling the Johnny Utah.
Yeah, oh, that
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I would
what I was
never do
thinking.
that. Wink, wink. Yes, I did. Because when we had our panels or whatever this weekend, I just kind of was like, "Hey, everyone.
What's up,
Yeah,
Philadelphia?
pointing to your
Where's that
hat.
cheap pop?
Hey,
Where's
yeah.
that cheap
What's
pop?
up, Philadelphia? Yeah, exactly. So we still haven't answered the question.
We still haven't answered.
To step back, my real name is William Andrew Stamper.
Okay.
And everyone calls me Stamper. And to go back, this happened a long time ago. When I was about 18, we used to hang out with a bunch of people, and another guy, everyone used to call me Will. And we had another friend that we hung out with all the time, and he was Filipino. His name was Will, too. So nobody got confused. We called him Willipino.
Solid.
But there was still confusion, so they just started calling me Stamper. And then everyone started calling me Stamper, and there was no Will anymore. So it was Stamper and Willapino, and nobody was Will anymore.
It was Will,
I
yeah.
just say it'd be stupid to call you or Will ever, because Stamper's a cool nickname anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, ex-girlfriends and my mom calls me Will.
Sure.
Everyone calls me
More
Stamper.
intimate, right?
But it's weird because people try to come up and be intimate and say, "Hey, Will, how's it going?"
Oh yeah, I hear that too.
And I don't hear it.
I don't hear it either.
And I look like a dick now because it's like I don't have time for people. But I don't
literally,
even hear
when
my
I walk
first
next to
name
you,
anymore.
when we're walking down the hall and I hear the word, when someone's like, "Hey, Will," it literally, it does not even occur to me that someone's talking about you.
Will, William, any of that. It's just, it's gone. It was gone 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
I thought Stamper was just like your street, like, yo, that he stamps shit, don't fucking.
He works in the
He
mail
leaves his
room.
mark.
Well, that's where the last name comes from. I mean, everyone's got like cool origins for their last names. It's like, oh, I'm O'Neill. Like Stamper's literal. You go back and it's like, oh yeah, this was a job. They used to stamp coins and plates. And I was like, okay.
My name is Irash McFinglas. I was born on Grassy Rock. That's it. No, it's Chris O'Neill.
All right. So like when you were a kid, could people not say the L or something? And they just kind of went O'Neill, like you got half the name out.
Well, you mean for my username?
Yeah.
That was my doing. I was just a loser who was like, I want a shorter version of O'Neill. It was O'Neill.
I know, it's still the same amount of syllables.
You saved so much
I
time,
was 15. I was a loser. I still am a loser. But yeah, that's the only story behind that. And I put an NG on it because I'm an idiot.
People still call you Oney.
People call me Oney G.
I made that birthday video for you or whatever, where I was like all the different pronunciations of your name.
Yeah,
Like,
that.
Oney G sounds way more street. Like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Some people actually pronounce it
With a little dash in between.
Yeah.
So it's like
Some people have said that.
so it's like that old Hotmail address that you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
get
yeah,
rid
yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
keep using it. Yeah, all right.
Some people call me Oney. It's weird. I don't mind it though.
He reps Cadbury cream eggs, but I will defend Hotmail to my death. Like
Okay, hold on.
Never been.
Wait.
Never
I want to
been
hear
topped.
how.
Hotmail.
No. Give me the top. I want to hear the top.
We didn't even
three.
finish names yet,
Okay,
dude.
we'll get back to that. We're gonna get back to that.
Hold that.
Okay,
Hold that thought.
Mick Lauer, Ricepirate. So Mick, my biological father was Irish, but I never met him. And then Lauer is actually the second last name I had.
To this day, you've never met your pops.
I always say I never met him. I actually did meet him once. It's just easier to say I never met him. You know what I mean?
Fair
it's like
enough.
saying like, oh, where'd you grow up? If you lived in a place for like most of your
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
necessarily need to throw in that other place, because especially if you don't live there for like a week.
It's all bad memories.
It's not bad. No, I
And
met.
the place touched
I
my
probably
wiener.
already told the story. No. But like, I met him
you
once
did.
for my 7th birthday. Yeah, and he came by and he already had a new wife and a new kid, and we went to like Seattle Center or some shit, and he gave me Trivial Pursuit even though I couldn't read, so I ended up just like chewing on the pieces. I couldn't.
Now that's
It's
a
like,
father.
How the fuck was I supposed to know who the winning, like the pitcher with the greatest, fucking the ERA in 1932?
He like, Dad, could you like Mousetrap? That would have been
I was
fine.
still fucking.
Mousetrap would have been fucking great, dude.
Right?
Dude, your
Mousetrap would have been perfect.
Domino Rally.
Yeah, anything like that would have been Shoots and Ladders even. I
I
would have
always
dealt
wanted
with.
Mousetrap when I was a kid, but I never got
That
it.
commercial was the fucking
Yeah,
sickest.
it was. It was.
That shit was. Oh my god.
It was. I actually enjoyed watching that.
Yeah.
commercial.
Am I gonna
part
open up the
cartoon-
box and get a cartoon character jumping
That's
out
right.
of the box? Man?
Yes, part cartoon, part commercial. All what do you call it? The Roy Edmondson machine.
Oh, the Rube Goldberg.
Rube Goldberg. Yeah.
What the hell are you guys talking about, Nick?
It's
your
when you
dad. No, I know Mousetrap. Your dad came by with a brand new family
Yes.
and gave you a shitty board game, and you haven't seen him since. And you guys are talking about Mousetrap
Yeah.
commercial.
So, anyways,
that
my
is
name.
the most
So my name's
depressing story ever.
Lauer, which is my ex stepfather's name. He's dead, and he raised me, but that was his last name. And I think Lauer, Shad was trying to tell me that it's like German for like prowling or something. But really,
Hiding in the bushes. You know
I just call myself Mick. It's just so much
Prowler.
easier because technically I consider myself a Wang. This is the problem. Is like my name is Mick, right?
Yeah.
So it sounds like Dick, and when you're a kid, Mick, right? And my last name used to be Cooper, so it was Dick Pooper for a long time. but then it was Mick Lauer, and I moved to Taiwan
Dick
when
Power.
that happened. No, it's not Dick Power. It's quite the opposite.
Dick Flower.
Lauer in Chinese is penis, but that's not how you do it. You do the last name first. So you'd say like Lei Mi Ke. That's what it was. But they all called me Hey Lauer, which is like Hey Dick. And my first name, Lao Wai, is like a white, or it's like foreigner, like the old foreigner.
I mentioned Lao Wai because we worked a lot on Deus Ex Human Revolution, where you'd walk around and everyone
And
goes,
be-
"Hey, Lao Wai,"
yeah,
time.
Exactly.
So-
but lao just means old. So like lao shi is teacher, and then lao wai is old outsider, and then lao er is kind of like your second cousin kind of thing, and it's your dick.
Yeah.
So they'd all be like, hey, lao er. But my first name, Mika, is like rice gram, dick. Yeah, so no matter, I was kind of fucked all the way around. But then after my mom got divorced the second time, I consider myself, my mom's last name is Wang. My family name, my Chinese family name is Wang, which is also Wang. So I just could never fucking like escape this whole fucking dick.
Congratulations on the Shadow Warrior games. You're doing a bang up job on those.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But like with your dad like dropping in and then piecing out immediately, at least you kind of don't have like the attachment type.
Not at all.
Because my dad like gave me a couple years of being like solid dad, and then he just fucking went, oh no, I'm out.
Yeah, that's
I'm out,
weird.
and then just got the new family
That's
and shit.
weird.
So I just got the straight up like dropped off in the middle of the mall type shit. I'm gone type of story.
He just
and
deleted you from his hard drive, and that was.
like from his phone in front of my face, just held his phone up and like find my contact Woolie, just delete.
Right click and recycling bin.
Empty that shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just imagine like your profile dies like a Final Fantasy
Yeah,
character.
well, no, that's
like it does like a Final Fantasy boss, like the lines start dissipating and waving.
Yeah.
Like the lightning strikes twice, and then your character just like fades off the phone.
So I don't know if that's worse or better to not have.
You know,
That sounds worse to me. To be honest, because I don't remember. I remember that day, but it doesn't affect me. It was a series of events.
It's like funny and grim at the same time.
That's how I love it though.
But
That's the fact.
It's like grummy. It's grummy.
Yeah, and I think like
dark
for certain
humor.
people, like I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, because it was only that day, and
That's probably what happened to a lot of people, truthfully.
no, it could, but like for me, like some people I think try to use it as an excuse for some shit, but for me, it's like someone will.
yeah.
Well, no, a lot of people like to use that shit, but honestly, like that was just a day, and I spent the rest of my life being raised by an awesome grandmother.
I heard that.
And so like that's really all I remember.
Okay.
If you need a crutch, though, go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in my case, it's a bit different because I'm named for the fucker. So like my name Woolie is actually Woolie Jr. because his name is Woolie too.
Wow.
So like I gotta hold on to that.
Wow, yo, that's
shit's real.
fucked up.
That shit's real, right?
See, but now you're the real Woolie, though.
Yeah, well now when you Google it,
Yeah, guess what?
Who the fuck is
that son of a bitch is gonna
Bingo.
die.
Right?
He's gonna fucking die. Guess what? Last standing surviving Woolie, right here in the ring.
Yeah,
Right.
Woolie and
Bitch.
Oldie.
That's right.
You know, so and that's the thing. It's like after having that name, because people think Woolie's a nickname, and people think it's like, oh yeah, that's like short for like Woolsworth, or like you just make shit up because it doesn't sound real.
Right.
But it's just like, no, not only is it real, but it was inflicted on another man who decided I need to share this suffering with other people, include my son.
Yeah.
You know, and so he just straight up was like, no, Woolie Jr.
That's like a boy named Sue shit.
When you first told me that, oh, my dad's actually named Woolie and I'm Woolie Jr., I'm like, so do you have to, like, fight your dad for, like, the name? Or is it past? Are you a Highlander? Like, I don't
You absorb the power of the Woolie.
That's it, you know, and I mean, like, and as far as like the whole like attachment shit goes, it's like, my dad's like Jamaican, and like, there's a thing that happens with Jamaica where it's just like you can't stop finding new places to drop your seed and like just fucking move on.
Right.
So like, I have siblings I never met and all that kind of thing.
That is a broad generalization, my friend. You can't just say that.
No, but I can't just say that. You're right, but it just happens that.
Nah, you can say that.
My dad and his brother and whatnot, like it's like 7, 8 kids, all different mothers type of situation going on. So, and just being real. This is my life.
So listen,
this is who I am.
This isn't a comparison, and we should move on. But I very rarely mention this. But there was kind of a joke because Mick is actually a Irish slur, right? And so like on my Xbox profile, I can't actually write my first name.
That's
That's
really stupid.
yeah, but you know that, right? Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
I didn't
you
know
can-
Mick would be a thing that would be banned on.
Yes. So Mick is banned. So I had to But so the joke was that they were like, hey, where did you ever get this name Mick? You know, because like you never really hung out with your dad or whatnot. And so the joke because my mom's Chinese, so the joke that I always told was like. I was born, and then as he was out the door, she's like, wait, what am I supposed to do with this kid? What is his name? And he's like, oh, just keep the stupid Mick. Fuck. And then that's how I got the name. But when I was in London, none of my teachers called me Mick. They all called me Michael.
Really?
And I was like, that's not my name. I swear on my passport,
has
my birth
nothing to do with
certificate.
it.
Yeah, exactly. But they did not believe it. They were like, that's not an actual name. Yeah.
That
was
I've never
annoying.
heard someone that has lore for their name. Like you can write like a Tolkien can write like a whole book about
Sure.
your name.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Son of Woolie, son of Woolie.
We have like we have like a confusing thing where our channel is actually Switcher with I
Nice.
with a 1.
Good job on
Yeah.
that, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I had an original channel which was just called Switcher, like spelled like it's said, and that was all fine. But because of Disney, I got that too many copyright strikes, so I had to come up with something that was similar, but whatever. But Switcher was just a dumb internet nickname. I don't use it anymore, but you know the channel's named that. But it's a lot less like dramatic and epic than yours. But me and my friend are running to catch a subway to get to high school, and he gets on first, and the doors close, and my friend's going, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be late for school. My classes, you know. And he gets to school, and I get the next subway. I get there, I get out, I see a bus, I get on it, I get to school before my friend who walked.
Yeah.
And then he sees me there pulling, I'm like trying to all be casual.
Yeah.
Pulling my stuff out of my locker. Oh, hey, what's up? And he goes, you're like the Switcher. And I hate that guy. Still. I stopped being friends with him. But I was like, that's a good name.
Right in that moment.
That's a good
Right
name.
in that moment.
It was like when I create Let's Playing.
Yeah.
In
decided.
10
Yeah,
years,
you lifted up your cell phone and you deleted his contact and he died like a Final Fantasy boss, lightning, and then it just like faded with the lines.
That is such
You
a
and your
solid-
Final Fantasy line,
Yeah, you're
man.
obsessed with it.
But that's a solid visual.
That's-
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
many people know.
It's
exactly
a nice
what that
slow
is.
death. It's like one of those very satisfying, like, wow, we just beat it and we're gonna watch this thing die for a bit.
You ever beat like Ruby Weapon in Final Fantasy VII?
Did you ever beat the Emerald Weapon?
Yeah, it goes like. Yeah. And you're like, whoa!
It's like flossing
so
something
good.
heavy out of your teeth. You just like finally pull it out.
Oh, it's so good.
Did you say you couldn't get Mick on Xbox?
Yeah, that's real bullshit.
Dude, I was banned from Xbox because my name was PP Storm.
That's your fault.
No, they're really bad. And
It's
also,
not my fault, PP Storm.
It's a bad word.
You know what? They were mad at me because I was rocking them.
if you have an iPhone,
And they reported me, and they didn't want to get beat by anyone named PP Storm or Juicy Kisses. Juicy Kisses was my
is
second
great
name.
though.
Like, juicy, like spelled like juice.
It was just Juicy Kisses.
Like
that's the
not
one that they
Jew.
didn't
yeah, that's the
ban
only
me.
thing I would think they would
You got
feel
banned
bad
for being juicy too?
No.
Okay, that's good.
I had to go from that, but they still didn't like that one after that. But PP Storm was totally fine. PP
Yeah.
is fine.
I was just kidding. I agree.
PP Storm.
PP Storm is online.
I came down.
the autocorrect for the word Mick is generally muck. I get that from my dad and
Oh,
my
yeah,
mom.
that happened on my
They-
cell phone.
Yeah, oh yeah, they'll write me. They'll be like, "Hey, Muck." I'm like, "Oh
Then,
God."
like,
You
what
still
is-
have the hotel
God, no.
Yeah.
How does half of Australia even go on Xbox Live then? Because I just assume everyone in Australia is named Mick. That's just a very Australian name.
There's
to me
people
as
called
well.
Dick and shit.
But I thought in Australia it was. Oh, is it like I always thought it was a nickname though.
Yeah, but
No,
who cares?
no,
There has to be a few people called Dick.
Or they just called themselves that. See, I always thought your last name was Muscles.
No. Well, that's not actually my last name.
Okay.
The human tongue has not found a way to pronounce my last name yet.
Okay.
Because it's Polish, but McMuscles.
Okay,
It's
McMuscles.
It's just my wrestling persona name.
No, his actual name. He's a fucking beat cop. He's Kowalski, basically.
Yeah.
No!
Straight up.
But that's
No!
but again,
A beat cop.
Kowalski!
because he's a loose
Amazing.
cannon, Kowalski, you're off the fucking case.
Turn in your badge in peace.
That's for everyone else's benefit. It's actually
Right.
Kowaleski, and that's spelled the opposite of how it's said or even looked at or heard.
Kovaleski.
Yeah.
So I want to know how many people.
Everyone.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
No one gets
Yep,
it right.
Yep.
If some,
I'm just saying like that mental dyslexia. Like you're assuming what you're
see
looking
the
at
re-
is a thing.
yeah.
It ain't that thing.
If I ever go to a store and order anything, if anyone says my name right, I'm like, I'm probably gonna marry this person because this is a connection that I very
Dude,
my,
even-
my fiance cannot say my last name correctly.
Dude, even if your name is spelled out in plain text, everyone, for the most part, everyone calls me Stanford. Like the college.
Really?
I say it over the phone. It's in plain text, and they
Oh,
will
that
still
makes
call me
sense,
Stamper.
though. I can see
That's
that.
why every time you're around me, I say Stamper, like a mail stamp.
Yeah.
And I do this with my hand.
Yeah.
Because
Stamper's
it like
not a common name
bangs
at
it
all.
into their mind.
I got the last name Madden, so hey, you play football? Yeah, I
Oh,
play
funny.
football.
Woolie Madden?
Madden.
You got an Xbox?
That's a great name, though.
It's fucking weird, but I'll thank
Each
you.
part individually is not much, but when you put it together,
Yo,
it's super
that's right.
when you
strong.
form up like Voltron.
Yeah.
No,
it comes
or
yeah,
I would say more like a bomb. Like you take some of this calcium nitrate or whatever. Like
Yeah.
these chemicals on their own, yeah, they're kind of they can do their thing. You put them together, oh shit! Don't shake it too hard.
I know what you're talking about. Wooly Madden sounds like a candy bar. I want to eat, my friend.
That's
Wooly
true.
Madden.
It also sounds close to a woolly mammoth.
Oh yeah.
Which is the other like just it's like yeah, I've heard it all.
It also sounds
I've
like
heard it all.
It sounds like a bar that has like arcade games too, like Dave and Buster's. Like, hey, let's go to
Yeah,
Wooly
yeah,
Madden.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Also,
Steve Madden.
you would make an amazing woolly mammoth.
Are these dreads real or are they part of your hat?
They're real.
Whoa.
They're totally.
Because they kind of look like wool.
No, at this point it's just a character accessory, but
They're cool.
Yeah, yeah.
no, it's for real.
Are they part of your
It
hat?
looks like it. I want to make sure.
Some people do that. Some people
they really?
You can go there's a flea market that we did a video
In
for.
comedy movies, people do. They pull it off. They got the,
with the red
Jewish
yeah.
curls, and they just
Yeah.
We just came from a convention, dude. There's people wearing all kinds of shit.
with
Yeah,
the big
it's true.
spliff hanging from it and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I apologize for his behavior. I am so sorry, my
being a
friend.
racist.
I want to know, Matt,
Yes.
how much hair you got?
Not much. About the same as you.
Okay. No. Hold
Oh,
on.
dude, we have the
we're
same
all in the
hairline.
same. No,
That's
no.
great.
We're
You're
all
there too, dude. Look.
We are all in the same club. Now, I am curious. Have you ever considered wearing a wig? Honestly, has
Never.
it ever crossed your mind?
Never.
What's the
What
number
the
one
hell
reason?
are you talking
Shut up. What's the number one reason?
Because I'm not a clown.
I'd be worried that someone run up and grab it, pull it off, and everyone start taking pictures of
Because
me.
You
I've
mean
seen
like
enough
a wig or a toupee? Or
like a
what?
hairpiece.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, I don't
I've
know.
seen enough Seinfeld. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to be in that like comedy situation of like, oh
A
no,
gusty breeze blows it off.
right?
Yeah,
Never,
and it makes that whoop sound like whoop,
And for
it
some
flies
reason,
up.
it's taped in the back, so it just
Oh yeah,
flops up.
somehow it like fly, like someone scalped you, but
Yeah.
like not all the
and
way.
what's really garbage is that I earned it because like my dad is losing his hair or whatever, and I just had like a full luxurious head of hair and whatever, and I was just like everyone like just fucking look at me, look how cool I am. My dad's like you're gonna lose it when you get
Yeah,
into
yeah,
your
yeah.
30s. I'm like shut up, dad, and then I'm like fuck, and I'm like
Dude.
oh god,
My dad still has a beautiful head of hair.
that's bullshit.
I'm fucking up here.
It skips a generation. My mom's fucking side of the family are all bald as shit. I'm getting there.
So you're fucked.
I could do what Mick said and just paint my head red so that when the toupee flies up, it looks like I've been scalped.
Tattoo a brain.
Yeah, tattoo a brain.
Tattoo a brain on your bald
And
head.
no one can laugh.
No, but like Matt got in early though. Like he was smart. Like where he wore the toque so often with like a Punisher skull on it
Yeah.
that it just became part of his character.
So then when
Of course.
everyone draws fan art, I'm like,
Yes.
I'm always
it's
safe.
always there. You
course.
know, like
Gosh.
it's shit's coverage. You know what you're doing.
The first time I met you, you did have that. That's right.
I have
Yeah,
a bunch
no.
of skull caps too. We were comparing those on Twitter for a long
Oh
time.
god.
Yeah.
So
And now you're like a dad. You kind of settled down.
Yeah, that's
The ball cap.
I'm
I wore only ball caps this whole. No, I did actually wear a beanie for a day. But
So this is the bullshit thing about you, right? Okay, is that on Twitter I'm like, hey, yeah, we do our avatars look the same, and look, there's this kind of photo of you I saw, and we kind of look similar. We have these kind of
we
similar
have the same glasses and the beard
same
and the
glasses.
hat.
And I'm like, oh, you have a cat?
Yeah.
And I have a cat too. Oh my god, we're almost pretty much the exact same person in every way.
Yeah.
And then I see you walking by with your muscle shirts and shit, and I'm like, oh, he's 2 feet taller than me. Oh, great. So another
no,
kick in the balls.
That's
Thanks God.
that's not true at all. That's-
Thanks, God.
Mick.
Tweeting out.
No. I recently saw a picture of my face on Twitter. It literally looked like a Photoshop of some, like, you know those tiny head things of like Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
I and I'll show you the picture later. I'll put it on fucking.
Did you put it there?
No, I will link it. I will link it in the actual description. Someone took a picture during our signing.
Yeah.
My head looks like a huge Mitt Romney head with a tiny little fucking like squished Photoshop face in the middle. I'm not fucking kidding. I
See,
know
that's how
big-
critical you are about
Wait,
the way you look.
Is that
my
where you're
friend.
like that?
No, it was when I was like, ooh, ooh. cool. And it was like my tiny little face here. And whatever, I grew up with that.
Everyone listening doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Dude, when I was a kid, it looked like if you took like a big pillow and you put your finger right in the epicenter of that thing and pushed it in, that's exactly what my face looked like.
You know who gives a shit? You, dude. Nobody else cares.
I can't.
Fine, shut up. Wait, are we still on our names?
I get, yeah. And no, but before you feel bad about the whole like hair racism thing or
I didn't
whatever.
feel bad.
Well, no, because you're like, oh, I'm sorry for being racist. It's like we thought about making a product where we got like a reboot pin hat with purple dreads hanging out of it as a thing we sell.
See,
to
that'd be
people.
cool. I'd buy.
So
People would buy that.
exactly.
People
Did
would buy
you
that.
really think that he would lift his hat off and dreads would just come with it?
How the fuck should I
Look
know?
at the texture of it. That would be.
It's
phenomenal.
purple.
I don't know. Don't people make hats of real dreads?
No, I was gonna say that at we did a video at a flea market, and they would sell just hats with dreads going on.
Yeah.
And
See?
we took a video of it, and we look, Woolie has a shop. The video never went online, but the Woolie has a shop set up to have people look like him because Woolie loves character creation.
Dude,
There you go.
So,
Shut up.
Can I touch it?
Yeah.
Can I touch it?
No, you gotta.
We entered the room.
It feels good.
We
What?
come in here. He's
All
relaxing
white
on the
people last
bed.
name. It's okay. Go ahead.
Why would he be relaxing in the privacy
Listen,
in his
Snapper,
socks?
you want to know the
with
truth?
a hat.
You want to know the
with a wig on?
truth? It all comes out of this. There's no black people in Ireland. It's like 2 of them.
Wait, I've heard.
There's 2 black people in Ireland.
Wait, what about the
Jerome
black?
and James.
What about the black Irish?
What about him?
that's a thing.
That's like a whole thing.
That's
The
a
Black
thing.
Irish.
You got like a whole clan of black
What do
Irish.
you get reference as?
I'm a black Scot.
Yeah.
Madden is a Scottish name.
Oh yeah, it
it's
is.
true, it's true.
Yeah.
No, but I swear, there's not much black people, especially in my town. I see like one every year.
Dude, he's.
We don't have any castles.
Jokes
I
aside,
understand.
Are
he's
you
only
saying they're invisible?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's a smart. Oh, fuck. If I had the continue show guys here, they do the. Never mind. Fuck
If
you.
the camera was on, if there's a camera running right now, you'd die like an FF.
I would.
Good.
I
Just
would.
fucking.
I explode like a final. Like there's
That
lightning
bomb
behind
deserves
me.
lightning and death.
9999 would bounce right below my face, and I disappear.
We all get XP.
Yeah.
You're fucking
There's
done.
in Punisher comics and in one of the movies, there's this black Irish character named McGinty
Oh, cool.
who has
McGinty,
dreads,
yeah.
and lots of our fans go, "Hey, look, I found a picture of Woolie in this comic. he's got dreads or whatever." And McGinty is portrayed as such, and these comics are written by an Irish writer. And he goes, "Okay, so McGinty's really tough and he's mean, but he doesn't have enough money to cut off this guy's limbs and send them via UPS to intimidate the other gangs.
That's amazing.
He has no money, and
That's
he's on the
amazing.
phone, and he's like, "Fucker, I fucking can't do this shit. I don't have enough." And he's trying to send the things. He's like, "I don't have enough money." And he's just like the poorest gangster ever. And everyone's like always underestimating him.
Yeah.
Like you don't have enough money to intimidate us with your UPS sending us pieces of a man.
That is such a great story thing,
Yeah,
though.
that's cool.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna really quick tangent. Does anyone here know what Scud is?
Scud.
Scud, the disposable assassin. by
Yes,
Fireman Press.
PlayStation 1 game in the comic.
Well, yeah, the comic mainly is what I know, or Fireman Press or whatever it was.
Right.
But the storyline behind that, just in 1 second, was that there's a disposable, out of vending machines, you get disposable assassin robots, and this one robot is supposed to destroy this one target, and it's supposed to self-destruct afterwards, but it finds out because its antlers in its back, and it sees it in a mirror, so it doesn't. Anyways, instead of killing its target, it blows off all of its limbs, and then for a good chunk of the story, its job is to become a freelance mercenary and to pay the hospital bills to keep his target alive. Which is a great fucking idea because he will self-destruct if his target dies, so he has to like go and do all these odd jobs. But anyways, that was just the beginning of it. There's like Zombie Ben Franklin and everything. It's easily one of my favorite fucking comics ever.
That sounds strong.
that's been a
What was no
long
fun?
time
It's
since
called
I've heard
Scud the Disposable Assassin, and they had like Scud Light, and they had like all these other things.
He's
too.
like a yellow, like
He's
robot.
that yellow robot. He's the Heartbreaker series.
Wait, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
been a
there was
long
a
time
game
since
that
I've heard
like
something
really
like that.
bombed, and they tried to do some other stuff with it. And
They tried to push him.
yeah, and he like I don't know. It was very meta, and like it had a whole bunch of I don't know. It was really fucking cool. You find out spoilers that his first target is one of the.
That's a good target.
and then that's the government.
Can
like,
somebody
hired him to
define
destroy
meta?
it.
I'm so tired of hearing that word.
Really?
It's
Someone,
self-referential.
Okay.
Like Deadpool is meta.
Oh.
He talks to the reader.
He talks to the viewer. He knows he's in a comic.
Whoa.
It's like a movie that knows it's a movie.
Self-aware.
Like a horror movie that is clearly aware that it's a horror movie.
I hear everyone using that, and it never makes sense.
Well, it's probably like triggered. People are probably using it wrong. They're just fucking throwing it all over the fucking
So
place.
if you're in the kitchen in the morning and you're like, Mick goes in the kitchen and makes himself some scrambled eggs. Wow, these taste like shit. right.
I don't know. Is that meta? That might be meta. Like you talking to you.
I don't know, man. You
But
just
no,
told me it was something.
That's
only
schizophrenic
if
or
people
something.
are in your kitchen watching you make that,
Right.
and they expect that to be what you're doing, then yes, it's meta.
If you're playing Metal Gear and they say, put your controller down and let it rumble, that's meta because
Right.
it's referencing that it's a
yeah,
product.
right.
Where does the actual word meta come from?
I don't know.
Mennonite, duh.
Is that true?
No.
Sharp as a whip, this one.
And I leave this conversation knowing nothing more than I did when I
We
stepped into
literally
it.
explained it as best as
Yeah,
we
you big dummy. It just means referencing.
Oh, so basically I could just use it any way I want to. All right, that door is fucking meta.
Every single no. It's like last night when you grabbed your wiener and you started jacking off. You looked at it and you were like, "I'm jacking off," and you screamed really loud, and everyone in the house heard you. That was meta.
How?
I'm just kidding. That's not meta. That's just gay.
You're still confusing more.
I understand now, guys. Thanks.
I didn't know where that was going, but I really liked it.
I didn't know. I didn't know where it was going either.
The more
It was
you
going
know,
over
the
here.
more you
There you
know.
go.
There you go.
Thanks,
There you
man.
go.
Meta.
Got it.
Stay meta, bro.
All right. So now that we know each other's names,
It's only took an hour.
not even.
Next, Volume 2.
Yeah, volume 2. Wait, what were all your names again? Let's go back.
I didn't
No.
actually say my name.
Thanks, man.
Piss, dick, shit,
Ass butt.
ass butt.
You
No
brought
dad.
up, hold on. You brought up something earlier. You said something like you said we're Let's Players and we're the scum of the earth and
yeah.
there's a special place in hell.
I wanted to say something.
and
I
we suck each
said
other's
that goes
dicks.
too
I don't know
far
why you
there.
said all of
Listen.
that, but I'm curious.
I think Let's Players are good if they're funny, and you guys are obviously funny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, very nice.
You think?
Yeah, no, I know, because I'm excited talking to you.
You know what's funny? What's actually funny is that I don't watch any of your Let's Play shit. What I do watch is all the outside shit you do, like the video stuff you do,
the
or
live
like
action stuff.
even the box opening shit that you guys do. I guess that's kind of like, I don't know, for me, like I don't really give a shit about Let's Play, but I love to see the personalities behind the people that do that.
That's what I was talking about earlier. It was like, I don't really follow your work either, and you could probably say the same for me, but I'm happy to see you and go out to a bar and we just hang out and talk.
So I clicked on.
I know you more like that than with
That's
work.
just, that's the human thing.
That's right, you're a skeet fighter.
I was listening.
Yeah, Mr. Skeet Fighter, that's true.
Hey, let's go skeet, man.
I was listening to the show not long ago,
Here we
and
go.
and I heard what basically was what amounted to you being like, "Look, man, you don't have to fucking unsubscribe if nothing is showing up in your
Yeah.
feed.
Thank you,
Just fucking
man.
wait, and a cartoon will happen, right?" And I remember you were losing it like that, and I was like, "Oh god damn! If you are an animator that puts this hard work into this one thing, and it shows up once every couple months, if not like a few times a year,
Yeah.
that's fucking rough,
Well-
right?" Whereas the Let's Play people are like, "Hey, yo, we just played Dark Souls. That's like 80 parts. What up?"
Yeah, but you guys also
You
do
know?
the live action shit, and you guys do some of like the dubbing stuff for the cartoons and stuff. I feel like at the very least, the people that we end up respecting the most are the people that explore a lot of shit too.
Because that's a constant thing where people will ask like, how do you get into Let's Plays? Well, the thing about Let's Plays is that don't actually diversify a little bit because you never know when the bubble might burst.
If you have
it ever does.
and if you have a personality that's interesting, then you can fucking make it work.
It's really all it is. It's
Yes.
not Let's Plays. It's not anything like that. It's all personalities.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
It's just human personalities.
It is.
That's it. They get. It doesn't even have to be video games. It could be. You know, I'm waiting for the time where everyone starts less listening and it's just
Yeah.
listening
Right,
to the
yeah.
radio, and then everyone's gonna migrate to that. It's all about just having a personality.
But it just happens to be a format where it's like you're playing a
format,
game,
yeah.
so it's like, oh, that can be extended for however long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel bad because like these fucking cartoons are hilarious, but people need everyday content.
Yeah, you know what's interesting too is I feel like that the
People
whole
think they need everyday content.
but the whole
people are
whole-
spoiled.
That's
the
right.
opposite side of that spectrum is so fucking clear when certain people do like update videos or comment videos about a certain topic. Like let's say it's about gay marriage or whatever. But the whole time they have like some fucking Call of Duty gameplay footage playing the entire fucking time. It's like you clearly just want to see some it's like visual stimulation just for the it doesn't even matter what it is.
Yeah.
You just have dancing colors in front of your face while I talk to you. review.
Explosion. Review Tech USA. This guy he has topics where he's a pretty popular channel and like he just talks about whatever, but there happens to be Call of Duty playing.
Right. And I think that is actually a very successful psychological experiment where it actually kind of, hones in on the fact that people just want to see shit moving around while they listen to something.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
That's like Street Fighter hitboxes. When you get really big into Street Fighter, you start seeing people play the game without graphics.
Right.
They're cubes moving around the screen.
Yeah.
So they start to understand. It's like the Matrix.
Frame data.
It's the Matrix.
Frame data. It's all just and they're just like, seriously, geometrical shapes moving around the screen. It's just
Then on the other side of that, it's because possibly people aren't even paying attention to the visuals. At the end of the day, they're listening to it.
So many people, so many comments constantly go, I turned the LP on and then go about my day. They
And
don't
then,
even watch it.
don't even look at the
They
visuals.
just turn the
listen to
volume
your
up and
voice.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like for live action stuff though, it's kind of a weird thing because when we do that, we usually do it for con videos. Like here we're at Too Many Games and we did a
You
video.
didn't just do it for con videos. I saw plenty of videos.
No, but traditionally,
okay.
that's where we'll be spurred to make one. But for Too Many Games, we made one that was maybe was considered too real and too raw, and that was us. It was us
fighting over chocolate chip cookies.
Stamper.
What happened to that video?
Mr. Skeet Fighter.
Yeah.
This would be meta because it was us arguing over what would be a good video to make for the con.
That's exactly what meta is.
You were watching.
That's exactly what meta is.
That's textbook.
You know what? This is all bullshit. This is like
No, that's a definition.
Stop, Corey. Shut the fuck up.
Oh
Let me
my
talk for
God.
a second.
You sassy frass.
People arguing about meta is exactly like people arguing over what ironic means. It's always so up and down.
really? Really?
Yes, really.
Okay.
Fucking wait, what you were saying about
Or maybe I just don't get it. Maybe I'm stupid.
No,
you
you're
know
not.
what? I think
Shut
I'm
up.
stupid. I'm
Shut
stupid.
up. Chris, you were saying?
you are stupid.
Always possibility. It's always a possibility.
Your wiener's too huge to be stupid. All right.
You guys were talking earlier about this bubble of Let's Players could burst at any moment, right?
Yeah.
Me and Zach were talking a lot about this where it's like, we think it's good if a Let's Player has something to fall back on. If you're just literally, that's all you can do, it could like end at any point.
Most Let's Players are going to fall back on
that's
Walmart,
why
my
I was
friend.
scared to
Yeah.
death. And I was like, we gotta diversify. And there's something that, if you guys have been looking at our stuff for a little while, we haven't seen it in a long, long time. But we just did a cartoon series called Best Friends Adventures, where it's me and my cohort Pat getting like thrown into different game worlds, and we just do like, now we're in Doom, now we're in Mortal Kombat, and we had a really the most talent. You're all talented. You're not as talented as this guy. This Brazilian Superman.
Sure. Yeah.
What's his name?
Named
Two
Two
Snacks.
Snacks.
Two
We
Snacks.
found him because he enjoys the My Little Pony, and he did My Little Pony versions of taking our audio from our Let's Plays and making just really, really amazing, some 3D animation.
Wait. Is this the two-step? Wait. Who was the one who did your avatar arts?
The main avatar, which I'm assuming that's what you're talking about,
Yeah,
is
that's the same
he
guy.
designed those.
Okay.
So
I know him.
So he will
I had
go,
many a conversation with
We'll
Two
go. Okay,
That's
so we're going into
on
Devil May
Twitter.
Yeah. What's
Two
his info?
snacks.
Two, just
The
straight
number
up
2 and snacks.
Okay.
Like as in eating snacks.
Like treats? Snacks with an X
So,
at the
so
end?
he's
or?
at numeral 2 snacks.
That
I
seems
believe
to be
so.
the case.
Shut up, Mick! Shut up!
God damn it! I'm trying to do some proper goddamn promotion for people. I need more vodka. Fuck you.
I can bite my head off.
So you'll say to the guy.
Anyway, stop. Who am I? Oh, oh, wait, they can't see that. Continue.
Good visual.
You'll say to the guy.
That was totally meta, right, guys?
It was not.
Yeah, right?
You're making me lol really hard.
That's
say to the guy,
meta. No, I'm kidding.
We're going to Devil May Cry
What is
world,
it?
so do us some Devil May Cry things. Here's a script, and I give him a script, and then he rips out Bayonetta's model from the game code and puts it in there
And animates it, yeah.
and animates it, and then it's voice and it's lip synced to whatever. And I didn't ask for that. That's way better.
So you guys
right?
hired the lawnmower man to be your animator.
It's nuts.
And
That's fucking
that's super
Has it been a well-received, successful series?
Yeah, and people it took so long because he was a one-man guy and he did so much and added to the humor and did all these things.
So
no definitive ending yet, though.
I appreciate that you spend money to make stuff that's good like that, right?
I just thought it would be fun.
You will have an audience to fall back on if it bursts.
Yeah, if video games are over tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, like we just did like a movie review thing that you tried out with the movie reviews that we have of like Jurassic Park and shit.
So Jurassic Park and Terminator both have movies coming up. So yeah, do like 6 Let's Play videos for the week. And then you end off the week by going, okay, here's a live action, just roundtable review of the movie. Because what have we learned up to this point? We played all these games, and now we've watched the movie. And now, what do you think?
Wow, this sounds like a fucking classroom where like you read the book, the thing, and
the
now
book report.
Yeah, exactly.
No, by the way, like he specifically wanted to keep topics not like based on a given time because you gotta have
people
replayability.
keep cooking,
you know.
Dude, you don't want to pull something out of the past and then be like, oh, the new movie's coming out, and people are like, oh no.
We have a
I
have a very interesting podcast where as soon as we click stop and record, shit tons of news happens, and our podcast is ludicrously out of date all the time.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Everything's got an expiration date on it.
I want wait. You're saying like during a podcast, stop recording done, and literally the second you did that, the world changed.
We'll give an opinion on like, oh, this game has been canceled. That sucks. Oh, we'll never see that game again. We hit stop, and then we'll go, that game's back on
sale now.
On sale now, and everyone's like, wow, this must be a very outdated podcast. We're like, no, it's like the last like 6 months have just been super rough.
So I've always been completely against bringing up current events, movies that are about to come out, because you always want to be able to revisit things. Do you think it's more beneficial that you constantly talk about current news in a sense where you can kind of revisit it?
You have a valid point, because there's some comedians where you can listen to their material timeless, and other comedians where the bit is based on current events and whatnot. And
like if it's Dane Cook talking about my phone doesn't work,
that's retarded. But if you listen to Eddie Murphy Raw,
it's fucking meta.
Why was that also?
And you know what? Raw was
it really?
Yeah, I was just saying,
because we're the same person. As you said earlier, looping it back.
Like people grab Carlin bits and play them today, and people go, "How
Raw?
did he know?"
Yeah,
You know?
Raw.
Yeah, Raw.
Yeah, Raw.
3 out of 10.
What the fuck are you talking about?
3 out of 10. I love pussy. I like getting pussy. That's his whole fucking routine.
Timeless. Without talking about
He was Donkey and
recent
Shrek,
news. He was Donkey and Shrek. Asshole, take that.
Are you a delirious man?
Oh, see, that is actually.
What about Shrek 2?
I'm all sweaty because I'm sweaty.
You're
2, man.
You're a delirious man?
Shrek 2 is better than
Is
1.
that where this is going?
I don't think he's a Murphy man.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I like Eddie.
Do you like Coming to America?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies.
We were talking about that because we were talking about our first Sam Jackson experience.
Boomerang?
Yeah, with Steel Vagina. I love that shit.
It's
okay.
I already like
Places?
you. You can't change that. It's okay. We can
Pluto
move past
Nash?
it.
Wait,
Sorry.
what was the one with Eddie Murphy as a vampire? Was that a vampire in Manhattan? Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
No, it's not great.
No.
Yo, me and Chris were watching Vampire in Brooklyn, and there was a stock sound effect in like the first 5 minutes. We both got up and walked away.
You know,
The boat crashes in, and it does that metal screechy shit.
Yeah. Do you know that I've heard the Willem scream in Game of Thrones at least 3 times?
Really?
At least 3 times. At least.
That ruined Chris's fucking day.
I know. No, dude. But I remember hearing once being like, oh, that's kind of sad. And then I heard it again. I was like, I had to go back to an episode, like go back and be like, wait, did you just do that again? And there was like a weird pseudo Willem scream they did after that. Because you would hear like this, ah! And then next to it there was like a, oh! Like right next to it. Like they were trying to like harmonize or like duo that shit.
Scream is so common, it's in our podcast, and I don't even know about it.
There's a whole
Fucking
there's like
sound
18
designers are the laziest people on the earth.
They can be.
For us, it's that fucking dolphin noise.
That's a better way of saying it.
Fuck.
No.
One does
imp noise. Do you know which one I mean?
No.
It's like this jaguar sound effect.
Oh, that, yeah.
And that's used so frequently in any genre.
Yeah.
Like you could be watching like a Shakespeare movie and it'll happen.
Yeah.
And because they don't, it's just so free, and they just put it in there, and I just go doom imp noise because as a kid it was just imprinted on your brain. So.
Oh, the doom imp noise.
Yeah.
I always hear that
when he
squeaky
shoots a
door.
fireball.
Yeah.
The squeaky door that like closes.
Oh yeah.
I hear that a million
Oh,
times.
and the gate one. The gate
God,
from
that
Sleepy
fucking
Hollow.
gate, man.
Where they'll do like literally like side by side.
Like
They'll do it for the open and the close.
Like sound and audio really needs to just get its shit together at some point. It's like
They sell hundreds and hundreds of audio CDs, but it's like they only use one, and they
Google.
keep pulling it off the same fucking
We should
thing.
edit in all these sound effects right after we do them.
Yeah, no. Somebody pointed it out.
Yeah.
Was it you, Chris? You were. Who pointed it out?
I
You were
have like 950 royalty-free Rusty Gate sounds on my computer,
No, some
and I
of them were
constantly hear the same
Right,
one.
but some people were saying that
Don't
some of the
cry,
sound
Frank.
effects. No, some of the sound effects are like a whole minute long.
Yeah.
But they only use like the
That
first like
one
5
breath.
seconds.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
just let it play like maybe a couple
That's
of
why
seconds.
Sony
and they
Vegas
cut
is
it out
really
the middle.
nice for like dragging it to the left
Yeah.
and cutting out like one
Oh
of
yeah,
the,
exactly what you need, and then it'll fade right into what
Yeah.
you need it to be.
Yeah.
But to kind of answer the question you were asking, right?
shit, dude.
right?
like an hour ago.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No, I run a podcast too. I know how this works.
I know it's a fucking travesty, dude. I'm so sorry.
You. The thing is you
it's
told
pretty
me,
meta, though.
That
close.
statement.
There
That
you go.
statement was
Now-
close to
now
that.
we're getting there.
Yes.
Now we're getting there.
We already know the name of this podcast. That's pretty meta.
Are you done, faggot?
No.
When you're saying like, okay, do we have like, is it better if we have no time
Right.
references to what's going on, current events?
Oh, yeah.
The problem is our fucking podcast is what did we do with our weeks? What current games did we play? And then what news is happening? What's coming out on the channel? We have no material if we didn't have current events.
If we don't
So
talk about like a piece of news that's like relevant to us, let's say we really like Yakuza games. If a Yakuza game gets announced or localized or whatever, we will get all of our Twitters, all our whatevers will be like, what the fuck? I'm gonna unsubscribe
you missed
because
this
they
piece of
didn't
news,
talk
yeah.
about Yakuza or whatever.
So
That's because we designed it that way.
Our,
but
our
still.
our podcast at least is locked onto a calendar.
You're gonna have audience members who want to hear the latest news. You're gonna get audience members that love to listen to a Led Zeppelin album. They want to hear like
Are they looking for news or commentary
Right.
or friendship? A lot of people listen to podcasts
little bit
because
of
for familiarity. I think it could be all the columns.
I remember back in the day, One Up did a show called Broken Pixels, which is basically Let's Playing, kind of before Let's Playing happened, where they just played some shitty game. And they did a cool thing where they took a art of a TV monitor, like the outside of like an old one, and they would make it look like their reflections were overlaid on top of the game footage. Like they were
Wait,
the
like
camera.
science
The camera was
theater?
pointing at their TV.
Yeah, like MST3K?
Not really. The idea was that they were playing on an old CRT, and the camera was pointing
Gotcha.
at the TV, and you could see the reflections
Oh, okay.
in
Of
the
the
CRT
Okay, alright.
screen.
That
It was
sounds
a really
pretty
cool
meta.
show.
It is meta. That is
That's meta.
That's meta.
We'll get you there yet. And they were playing a Congo game based on the Michael Crichton novel for the Sega Saturn, and they were making fucking Congo jokes. Like, man, Congo is such a shit
Right.
movie. That was from '96.
Well,
And I'm
that
like,
one with
I
Anthony
can always
Hopkins?
laugh at Congo.
Was that Anthony Hopkins?
No, that's another movie with
Cool.
Primal. But Congo is about the laser beams that sawed all the monkeys in half. It was
Yeah.
fucking radical.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sweet, dude.
You take out your phone, you're like, I'm gonna watch this right now. So, like, for a podcast, or even if it's like an old show like that, there's Broken Pixels or whatever, I'm like, I'll listen to you make fun of Congo. But if it's like a current event, like I can get what you're saying. We're like, yeah, gay marriage that happened like 3 weeks ago. Because lots of people go, I'm finally caught up on your podcast, and you're talking about shit that's 3 weeks old. And that's where we kind of go like,
Yeah. Does that feel weird?
I
To
don't know,
me, it
man.
feels
If
a
it's
little
fucking-
bit
like if
weird.
it's funny, I think people are.
No, it's fine,
enjoy,
yeah,
you know,
but
like-
it's this mindset where it's like it's always a transitional period. Like, for example, I'll go home and watch fucking Batman Returns or any old fucking anything
Yeah,
right
fuck
now.
yeah, Batman
so
Returns.
does like the podcast and like this whole world apply to that? Like, do people like to pull up things from the past that don't?
You know what though? I can already tell.
It's like referential.
No,
or
from what you're
like-
saying, And it didn't occur to me until now.
Do you only care about the people that are presenting it?
Hold on. But you come at it as an animator, which is if you create an animation, right? You're going to spend a month making that thing. And if you make it just based on some whatever hashtag that's happening, that it dissipates the moment you fucking execute it, right? But if you're an animator, right, you want to create something that despite, maybe it is somewhat related to what's going on right now, but this is a thing that's going to last. Because you're going to put your fucking heart behind it.
That's what every content creator should do.
I understand, but
like Harry Potter, right, Chris?
Right, but what I'm saying is that mentality is the exact same mentality as an animator, right? Yeah. Rather than, let's say, like a vlogger who's like, well, this is what's happening today, so...
Vloggers is a thing that
that's
I can
the
see
antithesis.
Totally someone being like, why would I watch this again?
Right. No. That's what I'm saying.
It's pretty much the base question.
But that is the exact
why would
opposite.
I watch this
That
again?
is the immediate...
Would I watch this?
You will
Okay,
immediately watch that and never watch that episode of that vlogger again because who fucking cares? That was the immediate 10 minutes of whatever fucking happened.
Maybe there's a
That's like feeding fish food. It's just like constantly like
Well,
just
that's
feeding.
part of
But
TLC or TMZ.
But where do you draw the line and
maybe there's
Yeah.
a chance someone in the future is like this piece of fucking garbage came out, and I want to hear about like opinions of it before it came out to see like how people are hyping for something. Maybe then I would watch it.
At the same time, the podcast is supplementary to Let's Plays, which are things that people constantly rewatch.
Well, yeah.
They rewatch games that they love and that we've played through all the time, right? So it's like
That's true.
So there's the main content that still is totally timeless because you can grab any one of these things and watch a game that you liked us playing again. But the podcast is the podcast. It's a it's a separate thing from that. It serves a different purpose.
I've seen people go like, I really like your playthrough of Deadly Premonition. Let's first say was like it made me
That
laugh
was
so much.
fun.
I would watch that again. I don't see a lot of people saying like I listened to your podcast again because there's always one every week. So why would I go back to
unless
one?
it's like
I'm
one
not
with a
caught
really
up.
unless it's one with a really
With a
good
really
bit.
funny-
Maybe not your podcast.
No, that's actually really interesting because I think that is actually the opposite of how a lot of.
Hold on. Yeah, you get in on those wasabi peas.
Dude, this
They're
shit-
fucking so good.
I'm sorry.
They're so
I
good.
was trying to be quiet
No,
eating
just
these.
fuck it. Just do it.
No,
Just,
you called
they're
you out.
delicious. They're
Listen,
fucking great.
Let me just say this. Wasabi peas. All right, okay. So that is the opposite in terms of what we were trying to do before, which was like the timelessness of a podcast that you could tune in at any point in time and that it would seem
Or a show or a movie or anything.
yeah, but that it would appear timeless in terms of like, we're not giving it any kind of referential political situation or Twitter trend or I don't know. I feel like no matter what we do,
It
that
comes up from time to time.
right.
Current references. Yeah.
Well, not only that, but if you're trying to avoid a current reference, it's still going to come up in some way. You know what I mean? Like,
I just feel like it's a waste of airspace. It's a waste of time for something to...
if we're going to sit there and talk about, the latest trend, I absolutely agree. But I think if it comes up, that it's not necessarily like a fucking sin.
You don't strike me as the type of guys that had a podcast where you're like, is the sweater blue?
Yeah.
Is it gold?
No,
But
but
I
I think...
true? Did you guys talk about
No,
that?
but-
awesome.
But
No, I never talked about it.
No, but in regards to what you
It
guys
was white
do,
and gold.
if there was a new Castlevania game or a new whatever, that's what you guys would be on top of.
and it's
not-
almost our obligation.
Right.
Well, see,
Not necessarily though, because sometimes a new thing comes out, we don't give a shit. Or I'm just not interested. Like the new Batman game came out, I don't really care because I got out of those super hard after the second one. This is like the 13th in 3 years.
But if it's something that comes out that people know we care about that shit, then like they're gonna expect.
They're
us.
gonna expect that.
There's-
And I'm always
give
on the
our 2 cents on it. You
Right.
know?
And I'm always on the fence about that too because I want to avoid it, but at the same time, you still pick it up and play it. I mean, you can go to GameStop and pick it up and play it if you really care about it. It's not like the game's going to disappear off the face of the planet.
No,
it's just
certainly not.
it's just a concern, like I don't know.
The danger is that if you're doing a podcast, for the most part, a podcast is like fresh milk. Like, it does have an expiration date, but in a lot of cases, that is what a podcast is. It's like
Most podcasts are current news, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's
the
like
most part.
exactly, and it's like if you listen to it 3 weeks later, you're listening to shit that is kind of dated, and it's because a podcast is something that is supposed to be regular, like
the news
or like the
newspaper.
Right, exactly. So
Podcasts can be human, though, man. Maybe I just want to hear about your upbringing, your childhood.
Yo, I'm not disagreeing.
Your life,
Listen,
your opinions.
we have
humor.
always strived to create something that didn't have an expiration date. That was always the goal. I don't think it's a bad goal to have for our podcast, but I will say that in terms of all podcasts, it's gonna be pertinent to what's actually
You're
fucking
never gonna go rent Entertainment Tonight VHSs
From a couple
from
years
a few years ago.
That's the most timestamped shit in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
There's dinosaur bones that are more current.
Yet at the same time, shooting the shit just happens to be something where people talk about what's going on with themselves. It fills in a couple hours because you're like, what are you up to?
That's very true. That's very
so
true.
it's a give and take. But I mean, if you can achieve complete fucking like this is in a box for the rest of time and you can crack it and listen to it anytime forever, like that's the perfect podcast.
Right.
I think.
And I think that
It's
isn't
hard.
But I
that
think that
be
is the
meta?
animator but I think that is the animator's mentality. Well, the animator that isn't just cashing in on like kind of like the Minecraft hashtag trend. It's someone who can try to take something that even if it is like Leviosa, like fucking Harry Potter.
Well, Harry Potter's like timeless.
Right,
though.
no, but exactly. Now, exactly. It's timeless.
Yeah, keep justifying that.
It is.
But it is.
Harry Potter's fucking huge, dude.
No, it is. But I just feel like, well
So is Mortal Kombat.
Also,
Street
I
Fighter,
did it
Terminator.
because I-
exactly.
I
But
did
we
it
were
for-
talking about that before.
Alien.
I did it because I love Harry Potter.
Right. But we were talking about if you were to take what's a good parody? It's where you can take a joke from any series.
Yeah, the idea is that if you make a parody cartoon, you should be able to take the main characters out and plug other characters in, and the joke still works.
Right. So that is a timeless mentality. That is the mentality
And
of...
if you understand the characters, then the joke, it hits you harder because you get the characters.
The timeless joke is like if Sea Viper is riding on Guile, it doesn't matter because it could be Soundwave on top of Megatron.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's still a funny joke.
Yeah.
It could be Jesse on top of James, and it would still work.
There you
Right.
go.
That's my favorite version.
Right. But that's like a podcast that it doesn't matter.
And then
what
Meowth
this-
is like, "What's going on here?"
But
James
that's
on
exactly
top of
what.
Jesse.
Yeah, exactly.
Bingo.
But that's exactly what that is where like it doesn't matter what the time frame is. It doesn't matter what the quote unquote context is.
Yeah.
Like it will survive.
Until we hit the cartoonless future where we're watching Oculus laser cartoons.
That or just listening, listening to Oculus cartoons.
And it's like, you're in the cartoon. Then
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
"Dad, these are all fucking obsolete. Fuck the whole
Even
thing."
then, there'll be a converter.
Oh yeah,
you
I'm
can
sure.
just put in Street Fighter and have that in your Oculus.
Oh sure. They'll find a way.
You know, the bottom line is you just don't want to alienate or isolate people with inside jokes and stuff like that because... Let's move on to another topic, man.
Yeah, the last thing I was gonna say is like if like shows like Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony can do talk radio and have
Opie and who?
Opie and Anthony. It's another
Yes.
whatever. Anyway,
Yes.
talk radio.
Howard...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If that shit can fly
great.
and people do
Sorry,
go back and
Optimus-
listen,
Go on, yeah.
Like if that shit works for people and they can go back and listen to that, it's
Yeah.
like ultimately it can work even if it's timed, if it's dated, but it's optimal to aim for. It does work even if you fail to achieve that goal.
There are going to be fans that do want to revisit a ton of fucking shit.
Yeah, you can also mask shit. Like, sorry, if say there's a current topic, if your conversation broke into it and it was natural, people won't mind as much as
Right.
just going, "What's
Yeah.
the thing this week? Yeah, we gotta think of something." You know?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
We had a conversation where we were talking about there was a
Off topic,
piece of
does
news.
Ray William Johnson, is he still alive?
No.
He's not, sir.
He hired,
dead.
he hired a cute little
dead.
Aryan to do a show for him.
Yeah.
Double dead.
Really?
Yeah.
He snorted too many memes and died.
The dankest.
Now that's meta.
Now that, yes! High fives! All. Now that's-
smiley face sticker on
That'd be
his
the name of this episode.
We were talking about how Nintendo. There's a piece of news about Nintendo. Hey, we're gonna have like shows and rides and attractions, and we talked about that. Like, that's cool. How about they have a general fighting pit where there's animals and children bet on whether their animal's going to win.
Yeah.
And that came into a hilarious conversation where you just duct tape a hose to a turtle and you say, go! Or you're fighting an onyx and it's just a fucking pile of rocks.
Yeah.
And
those
one
are
of
the
our
moments
animators
animated that moment into like a really funny like little cartoon of that.
Someone will go back and listen to that.
Sure.
They'll take the best bits of our conversations that are completely out of context and time doesn't matter, and they'll do an animation based on that or something, and that's what people want to re-listen to.
That's fair.
Speaking of which, have you guys ever seen that video where a guy is like a vet on TV and people call in to ask him about their animals, but he has a table full of every kind of animal all in the same box, and all the animals are killing each other?
No.
Well, he's actually,
What?
Yeah, it's the funniest shit. There's like ferrets falling off the table and smacking their heads off the floor.
It doesn't sound funny.
It's pretty funny. And then a monkey picks up a bird, starts biting his head. He's like, no, stop. And then a dog.
It doesn't sound funny.
And then a dog starts licking a turtle, and the turtle bites the dog's tongue, and he starts screaming.
That's pretty funny.
And then something dies, and he makes a Star Trek reference when he's like, "It's dead, Jim."
Is this on TV?
This is funny to you? This sounds horrible. It sounds like a Holocaust.
Isn't it funny?
animal.
Look at him. I've never seen Chris laugh this hard and like
That's
all
the
week.
guy. He's so into it and happy, and he's a little skinny nerd guy. He's really happy about it all.
American TV is fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That was a perfect segue.
I am a master.
I've been to Canada. I've turned on to television. I've been thoroughly confused about what I was supposed to be entertained by. And you're sitting here telling me, hold on, how many channels do you have in Canada?
We have 4.
See?
We don't have MTV. We have much music.
Yeah. We have You pay for your cable package, you can get anything.
All right, look.
But up until from let's say 1990 to 2002, you can get MTV. You get Much Music, which is the Toronto version of MTV.
I want to make it very clear that we do not have cable. We have no fucking idea.
no
So we are
TV.
not going to defend Canadian TV at all. But I will say that coming down to cons, the best parts, obviously, you go on, you meet cool people, you hang out, have a good time, but watching fucking American commercials is the weirdest, and it's the
creepy.
best. It's super fucking odd.
Weirder than Japan commercials?
Japan commercials, I saw some weird shit,
Okay.
right? But what we don't have is shit like, did you fucking commit a crime? Are you sure? Maybe? I don't know. Call us. Were you hurt? Are you sure you're hurt? You're not? Call this fucking number. All this weird shit, or just drugs pushing pills in your face, and all the fucking creepy ass things where lawyers are just trying to shock you and scare you into getting on the phone.
What's the best is that there's one lawyer and he's saying what you just said, but then kind of another lawyer just shows up right after, and he's like, "No, you gotta listen to my partner, sir. He knows what he's talking about."
This is hype, man. Just gonna pops up behind him.
Yeah, man, this is the guy.
We'll return to SleepyCast after a message from our sponsor.
Oh no! I think something awful happened.
Alert!
Huh?
Attention!
Who said that?
I don't know. If you've been injured recently, you should listen to this.
I don't know. Should you listen to him? Probably. You don't even know if you're hurt.
Did you do something wrong? Is there a crime? Is there a dead body in your backyard? You don't know if you did it. Maybe you did. Fucking call this number.
1-800, I don't know.
Maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. Call this number if you think you should call this number.
You may be entitled if you've recently been in a crime, accident, if someone died or didn't die, if you picked something up and you weren't sure what it was, you might be entitled to compensation.
I don't know. Don't listen to us.
Yeah, well, I couldn't find my wallet, so I figured it was probably the girl that I brought home, but then I did find it. It was actually my pants, so I don't know.
Call us now.
After my car accident, I didn't know what I was going to do. Or no, you know what? It was pedophile charges. Either way, the law offices of maybe and I don't know got me a huge cash settlement. Thanks, guys.
Call us!
So I'm driving up the interstate and some asshole rear ends me. I get out of the car. Guess who it is? My brother-in-law, Vic. I love that guy.
Call us now.
Yeah, so I'm cruising down the interstate in my 95 Honda Civic DX when some dickless faggot cuts me off. Boom, cracked the shit out of my front bumper too. Turns out it's my pussy-ass brother-in-law, Jerry. So I took that motherfucker to court for everything he had, and my bitch of a wife, aka his sister, didn't see a fucking dime because I was pretty much done with that bitch anyways. Always saying something stupid at the dinner table, talking about, honey, I bleached my asshole. It's like nasty, bitch, I'm trying to eat.
Call us!
The law offices of Maybe and I Don't Know. Call us now at 1-800, I don't know.
Call this fucking number!
perfect.
It's fucked. We don't know what the fuck you guys have on TV, but that shit creeps me out, man.
Dude, my mind is fucking blown. The only time I watch cable is at bars and at cons. And it's only because I'm bored at cons and I'm drinking at bars. And it always blows my mind. Like this morning I'm watching Married with Children. I heard I don't really like that fucking show, but every 2 minutes another fucking commercial comes on. It's fucking mind-blowing.
We got the back-to-back last
and
night.
It's a constant reminder of why I don't have cable.
We got the fucking back-to-back of like do you have acne? Put this Bane mask on and just wear it for a while. It'll clear your shit up.
I'm sorry. One of the commercials that actually really genuinely upset me was that there was a commercial about women who did not feel sexually.
I was just about to say that.
That commercial.
I didn't see that one.
That commercial blows my mind. Where they're like, "Oh, you don't feel sexually like sexy or whatever the fuck it was
After a certain age.
Yeah. After a certain age.
Is your vagina dry? Call now.
Don't know. They had a thing for that. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like they're like trying to take every little thing. Do you look at a cheeseburger and you want to eat it, but you don't because, maybe you had one like an hour ago? Call this number because you're suffering from cheeseburgeritis. And it's like, dude, they're just trying to take every little thing that any person is ever afraid of.
Random thought.
Oh, yeah, even that. And then just make that like a symptom
and it's
that you need to be cured of.
Yeah, and it's not a 30-second, it's a minute-long dedicated infomercial.
And they got a clinic for that shit.
And the whole thing is just padded with like women like mid 50 to 60s staring longingly at the camera. Just get this vagina wet, and they're like, I don't fucking know what you want me to order. What do I call now?
Yeah.
Now maybe I don't. First 100 people, like fuck.
Dude, it's like confusing and depressing because I only watch TV like once every 2 years, and you want to get back in touch with humankind? Watch TV only once every year or so, and every time you watch it again, it'll blow your fucking mind because it advances so hard.
I can give you a suite of commercials that will give you really high highs, really low lows, and some creamy middles. Is that if you watch Cartoon Network, you will see people getting hype again for slip and slides, like the brand new slip and slides, and you see kids never been more happy in their life. Then they'll have a thing saying, "Hey kids, download this on your phone. This new
download a slip and slide on my phone."
App.
No, just like a separate commercial. Then after that little nostalgia blast of like, yeah, slip and slides is sure. I saw my nipples off because I used it too much. But it was still fun. And then they'll go, "Hey kids, ask your parents if it's okay to download this app. We have this game. Are you hurt? You don't know. And then call this number for this app." And then it'll go to like, hey, SpongeBob is coming on in 5 minutes. And that's the creamy middle. It'll go from like, or you'll see a commercial for Splatoon, which is the most 90s kid commercial ever. You're like, that's fun. That's cool. And then you'll get to like a shitty mobile download the thing, give us money commercial.
What weirded me out and made me like, man, I'm fucking out of the loop was I saw a commercial for movie trailers and how it's like they'll show the movie and then they'll have the letterboxes with a hashtag for the movie name and then the logo for the movie on top. And I'm like, when did they start doing that? Where it's like, you have to know what you're watching.
Yeah.
Never forget the name of this movie.
It's kind of genius, but
I'm like, when did that start?
I'm sorry, but the non-genius, like the idiot, non-genius idiot part of it is the fact that they're throwing a hashtag on it.
Well, yeah.
And who the fuck besides the idiots are hashtag? Like the new Superman comes out. Who the fuck is throwing a hashtag?
The majority of the viewers.
Wow, idiots.
Yeah.
Idiots is the majority of the fucking
you've never
viewers.
hashtagged, Mick?
I hashtag all the time, but all my hashtags are like
Stupid
fucking ironic.
shit.
Like hashtag Oney sucks Stamper's dick. Like, hey, did you guys see the weather
That was
today?
trending recently.
Yeah.
Who watches a movie trailer and goes, I'm excited.
After the trailer, I'm gonna hashtag this trailer.
Little kids, that's who.
Maybe you're right, because I don't know. Like, I know he doesn't.
What is the benefit for
You geriatric fucks are just out of the loop.
No, what's the benefit for a random to fucking hashtag something? Is it popularity?
Do you not
like
remember?
they hope
Currently trending.
Wait, hold on, Chris. I don't remember what.
Do you not remember being a fucking 12-year-old and seeing SpongeBob.com? You're like, what's SpongeBob.com? And you go on and you're like, oh shit, they got games. You play shitty fucking horrible games.
So, Chris, are you
very
admitting?
right.
I don't think that is the demographic, but if it was, I could not fight you on that.
12-year-old boys, 16-year-old girls.
Because they're more mature.
No, 16-year-old girls are always like, hey,
there's no such thing as an R-rated movie anymore, so
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense.
That's true too.
You know?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
The other thing I think when they put hashtags on a movie is because, like, when that transition, a lot of movies look the same.
Sure.
And you need to constantly remind them, this is Transformers 7,
Right.
not 4 3/4 or whatever the fuck.
Dude, those hashtags are dead.
Every time I hear hashtags, I think of hash browns and makes me hungry.
Yeah, no, I wish.
And
I could eat
I
some.
wish.
And but the other
Dude,
thing
let's go get some hashtags, man.
Right now.
The other thing is that half the commercials sometimes won't even be an ad for the movie. It'll be like a little skit that they set up for it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, honey, why are you acting like a Terminator in your underwear? You know? Or like fucking just talking to the Rock doing the most awkward interview for sanitation shit. And you're just
Yeah.
like, where's the movies?
See, that shit's
What
weird. When they get
happened?
celebrities to get pulled in to the fucking weird, trendy ass bullshit that is clearly so awkward. Like
I
they
don't
hired
understand.
some quote unquote social media manager, some bullshit to like get a celebrity.
That's what I'm saying.
to
Give
embarrass
TV a break
themselves.
for like 6 months and then cut it back on again. It'll be a completely different world.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Rube Goldberg machines.
Those are
fucking-
cool.
the-
If you could
I
have
guess
any
so.
step in a Goldberg machine, what would it be?
The ball,
That's boring. It's not creative.
the ladle that shoots the ball,
You could have anything in the world that continues this machine at one point. What is it?
the meta.
The fucking mouse in the mousetrap. I want that cartoon mouse.
a woman queefing on a fan.
Yeah, but she has to get hit
keep
by
it-
something
To
first.
keep it going. She keeps the fan going that keeps the machine
Oh, you're in
going.
like a psycho crazy world where
Yes.
anything can happen.
Oh, yes. Saw. Oh,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's like
I'm talking
Saw.
about those machines that I see at the airport.
No!
I have anything.
You throw a ball into a domino, the domino hits something. Now, what's your next step of getting something gets hit and then it continues the chain?
Oh, a plane takes off and then I fall out of it and then I'm jacking guys off all the way down before I
Just
hit the
to-
ground.
just to
and then I knock
scream-
another line of dominoes. Now what happens?
They have no parachutes. You're jacking off as many cocks as you can, like that Star Trek movie when they
Wait.
do that skydive.
How did you get up there?
Yeah.
A fucking ping pong
Wait,
ball
how
hit
do
off
you
the plane and
survive
took
that,
off?
by the way?
It's because the domino like tipped a little propeller on the plane itself.
Now, gravity is really hard to get the jacking motion going. So are
Yeah.
they face up or face down?
Face down.
Okay, so
Okay.
you're pulling you're letting go and your hand's dropping down and you're going
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Usually
that's a
when
good
there's
pump.
a bunch of skydiving people, there's also a cameraman. So the cameraman getting a little bit too. 'cause
Yeah,
he
you know
feels
what?
left out.
That's always something that like kind of boggled my mind. Not the porn shit. Like everybody's fucking clear. There's a cameraman sitting there with a boner. But no, when people like climb the Himalayas, where they have like the Sherpas that like help them up, and they always write books about how they like climb the
How
Himalayas.
difficult it was.
Oh, we all the great odds and the ice glaciers and,
And
shit.
there's no air and we
And
were
there's like a
dying.
fucking Sherpa dude who like had to carry him up all the way to the top. It's like nobody fucking cared about that guy.
I always thought Mount Everest was like a magical place where you achieve your dreams and such and so on and so forth. It's not. It's a fucking thing filled with corpses, and they're like, we can't go and get those corpses because we'll most likely die in the process.
Yeah, we'll just
So
add to it.
anyone that goes up Everest is like, hey, look, there's Jimmy from 3 years ago. That's
If they just
rough.
left them there the whole time.
Yeah.
In fact, they're so frozen and been there so long. Sometimes you can use them as like a step, like just to get to the next like.
You know what?
like,
Just
rock.
Just like a sonic spring.
Just a whole
boing, like,
frozen
yeah.
body staircase all the way up to the top of the mountain.
It's really good because when you're at the top, you can just strap some ropes on one of the bodies and just.
Write that shit down.
Maybe they just leave them there for like,
Warning?
not warning, but like just kind of historical purposes. But come on, man, human beings are more than capable of going up there and pulling those
Yeah.
bodies down. I know the air is thin, but Jesus Christ, man, give those guys some respect. Maybe they just leave them up there because that's where they wanted to die.
Well, there's one
Or that's
famous
their
one.
natural burying.
There's a
Die
famous
doing what
one
they
where you
love.
see two bumps, and it's like one is the bump where the lady fell and they couldn't go get her, and the second bump is the husband that tried to make it over to her
no.
but couldn't, and it's like you see he didn't even make it type of shit. So it's
Wait,
like,
that was from that movie.
Vertical limit?
No.
Wow.
oh, Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer. Where they saw the two mounds as you went across the mountain.
Group one, yeah,
Group
yeah.
one.
Do you want to drop
we
that?
don't even need Snowpiercer. The movie. It's like it's a weird, cool movie about dudes on a train, whatever. You go back, you read the comic it was based on. It's fucking trash.
But do you want to drop that?
That's weird
part?
because I thought the movie was trash,
Okay.
and everyone thought the movie was amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, listen.
I thought it was pretty good. Not amazing.
No,
I give it like a 6 out of 10. It's good, not great. I mean, it's not the most.
My problem is
presented it
Rotten
like the
Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes and Netflix gave that shit like a fucking 1000%.
Do not ever believe
I understand.
Netflix specifically.
I like Rotten Tomatoes. I like Rotten Tomatoes.
No,
he's got a good
Netflix.
point.
I don't
That's
understand
kinda
Netflix.
Netflix, you go on Netflix.
Dude,
and
their
you're like,
rating system
You know
is
what?
Wait, you don't understand it.
I don't.
feel like watching Aliens. 1 out of 5
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah,
No, you,
Aliens.
You,
Yeah.
you know why it does that?
Why?
It's
No,
because
yeah.
when you rate a movie, it's like, oh, you'll also like this.
They're based on what you assume you'll like.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
it's-
because you like
Because
Smurfs
you like-
2, they're gonna assume you hate every good movie.
Yeah,
So it displays a lower score based on what if
Look, if you
Skynet
like-
thinks
maybe
I assume?
you saw a show called like
Netflix.
Ancient Aliens and you didn't like
Sky
it. You rated it
Netflix.
1, then it's gonna see Aliens. It's gonna be like, oh, you wouldn't like
No,
Aliens
he doesn't
either.
want that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Guys, I just made a brilliant joke and I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
We purposely put bad movies because we feel bad for you in your Netflix. Thank you,
God
sir.
damn it.
I needed one of those. That's
Yeah,
good job.
The thing about fucking Snowpiercer that nobody knows, because you finish that movie, it has problems, right? Sure, but whatever. It's
Has
a
a start
story.
and a finish.
It's done. You read the fucking comic, and you're like, okay. And you're like, let's read the second book because it's a 2-part thing. And you open up the second book, and it's like, yo, did you know about the icebreaker? It's the other train that was on the tracks way behind the Snowpiercer that no one knew about.
So there's 2
And there's a second train, and it's this other story
shit.
about this other train, and they're just like, we needed more, but what do you do when the only people left are on this one train in the world? Make a second one. Fuck it.
That's like, hey, fuck it. Titanic 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Just have all those boats were going around at the same time. No one knows what was going on. It's
the
crazy
fucking
time.
worst.
Pirates. Fucking glaciers.
I don't. Yeah, no. It's like the movie, and the fact that like it was like I like the idea of Snowpiercer better than the actual movie.
I did too.
Yeah.
And the
You
strange
know?
thing with Snowpiercer was, I remember like Jeff, Johnny Utah, he was like, hey, have you seen Snowpiercer yet? And I was like, nah. And then he either sent me the file or linked me to the file. And this was long before it even hit America.
Yeah, because it was in Korea first.
Yeah, so I watched Snowpiercer, and it's got like what, Chris Evans, all those like it seems like an American movie, right? And then like a year later, everyone's talking about Snowpiercer, and I was like, I remember that piece of shit. I mean, not that it was a piece of shit. It was
Yeah,
just a
but-
fucking movie that I
yeah.
watched.
No, my favorite.
And then everyone was fucking raving about it, and I was like, dude, I mean, really?
My favorite comment that Jeff said about Snowpiercer, and it didn't occur to me until later, was like, he was like, here's this world where like everyone's starving. And yet you got Chris Evans, who's
And he's
ripped
jacked.
like Captain fucking America. Clearly, someone's been eating more protein than anybody else.
No, he was just really lucky, and he just ate more of those black cubes.
The rat cubes, the rat cubes.
Rats have protein.
No, but that isn't true because spoilers. More people. It is. That's why he was so. Yeah.
He was a piece of shit before.
That's
the
why
movie
he was so
started.
sad because he did. See me, everybody's.
That's a podcast.
I mean,
my-
I'm not saying the movie's horrible and I'm shitting on it. I'm just saying it's not fucking the amazing masterpiece everyone says it is.
I think
at least
my-
I didn't see it that
The
way.
most
It was just a
disappointing
movie.
scene that I thought was supposed to be in some way impressive or at least interesting was the classroom train. And then
Yeah.
for me, the
Oh,
most.
that was cool.
And then for me, the most underplayed scene that I really fucking enjoyed lasted 10 seconds. And it was the assassin dude who was like way far down on the train who was trying to shoot through the glass.
The glass
To
on the
do
turn.
while they were
Wait-
on the
wait for
turn.
the turn,
That
yeah.
was one of the shortest
That was
scenes,
cool.
but to me, that was easily one of the coolest fucking
That was
scenes of that
fucking
whole
cool.
fucking thing.
Because it's using the idea of the train in a different way. There's like everyone just has a fight inside the one car. And
Right,
they're like,
that's
this-
exactly what it was.
This wouldn't have occurred if this was not on a train.
the setting
It
was
could only
different.
happen
And I
if you
feel
were-
like all the other scenes pushed it so hard, like thematically, like, oh, this is the theme
rave
of this
train,
train.
the rave
yeah,
car.
exactly.
Yeah,
this is the
yeah.
crazy
This is the
rave
sex
train.
car.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all
yeah,
touch each
yeah.
other and do drugs or whatever. This is the classroom one. This one was clearly like, dude, it doesn't matter what train you're in. This dude is gonna fucking kill you from a distance, and it was based on the idea that they were on a train, and that part I fucking did like.
It'd be really good if they look up and they see like a TV monitor and the train. It's like, are you on a train? Are you on
Mort? You don't know. There might be more trains.
All I remember from the end was like there was like a polar bear fucking another polar bear or something, and then it was like, and then the kids like clap or something.
But everyone's dead. Everyone's fucking dead.
I have a question.
Yeah, you have a question?
What's Snowpiercer?
Oh no.
Have you not seen it really?
I never heard of it until now.
I think I fell victim again to that.
I'm gonna make you watch it.
That's like another one of those movies
would
where you need
love
to
your
watch it by yourself.
Yeah.
Without somebody hyping it up ahead of time.
Yes, the hype is
Like
what kills
you know
it.
what? Never listen to anybody's opinion about any
doesn't
movie
matter.
ever again. Just
That's why
watch movies.
I don't watch trailers or anything anymore. It's ruined stuff.
Just pull up.
You
movies.
do to a point where it's annoying because I'm always like, dude, you should see at least the trailer, and you're like, I don't watch the trailer.
I like going in blind.
Yeah.
You're not
Just
wrong.
go on blind. Nobody's opinions and just make up your own.
There's been a
opinion
couple
and
of
just
movies
enjoy
where
it.
I literally just heard this was good.
Yeah.
And I never watched anything, and
Yeah.
you'll almost always come away not disappointed.
No
Because
expectations.
I
Cold
didn't-
turkey.
I didn't
Right.
see
I
it.
watched.
It's great.
That's why the trailer for like Mad Max Fury Road, the first one, had no dialogue. It
Yeah.
had music beats and
Yeah.
action, and that was it.
Sure.
And there was the American remake of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo was like
Yeah,
1
with
minute
Refugee
long
Song, yeah.
with just music and no dialogue
Yeah.
and no nothing. Did not tell you the story, and I would have loved it if they always
Yeah.
stayed with that. And then the whatever movie company said no, you have
They
to.
just give you a taste, like an
It's a little
appetizer.
thing, and you're just
So
like, I love the tone
I
of
heard
this.
Dark
The
Souls.
tone.
Yeah.
When I heard the guy who's making Dark Souls making Bloodborne, I refused to look at a single image.
That's the
all
right
the
way
way
to
up
do it,
until I
yeah.
played it. I didn't know
That is
thing
the
about
right
it.
way to do it,
I was
man.
so happy. Like it was like an adventure going
Now
on.
I'm really fucking curious how Dark Souls 3 is going to turn out.
Yeah, and I'm not looking
because
at a
now that
fucking
they've
thing.
gone to like the more kind of like reaction parry based.
Yeah.
I don't have no idea how they're going to make Dark Souls 3 make
Oh, man,
sense. Anyways,
I don't want to know a thing about it.
have you guys ever seen? And I'm just going to say it once. Dead Snow 2.
Yes.
Okay,
I have.
or Red versus Dead.
Red versus Dead.
Yeah.
Yes, no.
Okay. I'll just leave it at
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All right. I'm glad you did. Okay.
Watch it. Watch it.
Yep.
I only saw the first Dead Snow. That's
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Watch it.
exactly.
Watch
The first
it.
one,
Yeah, no,
second
that-
one just.
That's Evil Dead versus Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
It really is to me. at
Evil
least.
Dead.
But I'll leave it at
Army of
that.
Darkness, you big gooch.
What's that?
Yeah, you big Chinese shit.
I'm gonna fuck your butt. What'd you say?
You said Evil Dead versus Army of Darkness. They
Yeah.
are the same thing.
No,
Ten,
they're
though.
not the same thing.
What do you mean?
Evil Dead versus Army of Darkness.
Oh my God, Chris, man, it's so obvious what he means.
What do you
man.
mean?
One is like the fucking prototype, and then one
Oh.
is the epic. Like we actually kind
I
of
always
maybe have a
I thought it was
budget.
called Evil Dead Army of Darkness.
Yes, but there is the original Evil
The
Dead.
Evil Dead 2.
I've never
And then
watched
Evil Dead 2.
I've only
and
ever
then
seen
Army of
Evil Dead
Darkness.
2 and 3 because I heard the first one wasn't as good as
So
second
two
one's
is a
like
remake
as
of
far
Army.
as
The first one,
basically what my analogy is
Sorry,
that
I fucked up.
No, you
Steph.
didn't. It's okay. But I'm
Hey,
just
did you
saying
watch
that,
the
like,
reboot? Oh yeah, we saw it on the couch. Remember that night,
What was
Chris?
that?
The Evil Dead movie.
Oh, it
yeah.
sucks.
That was great, right?
Oh, but
That
Sam
was a
Raimi
great
was
night,
a producer on that,
No.
wasn't he? So was Campbell. He was a producer.
What was he producing in that movie? Blowing guys?
There's
Yeah.
no way he had a thing to do with that.
He did. His name is in
No,
that
No,
shit.
no, that movie is awesome if it was called Blood Cabin.
Right.
Right?
Something completely, absolutely unrelated.
When I watched that movie, I was just like, let me.
That movie was garbage. It starts off with like, Daddy, what's going on? It's like, baby, I'm sorry. It's like, no one fucking talks like that.
No,
It's
no
pissing
one
me
talks
off.
like that, but no one talked like anyone talked in Evil Dead 1 or 2 or Army of Darkness.
But it's funny. Though.
It's funny. You're not
This
even
movie's
wrong.
not. It's nothing.
It's not.
Just
yeah,
shit.
it's what I would call joyless.
Yeah. It was
it's
Joyless.
That is perfect. That's perfect.
There's a lot of joyless things. There's a lot of joyless.
There's no levity. There's
oh.
no peace.
Man of Steel is joyless.
Yeah.
There's no joy.
Oh no.
to be had. So.
And the fact that I saw
That's why people didn't like it, because it was joyless.
Dude,
Literally-
it had a Nolan
literally-
name in it, and that bothered me. When I
Literally-
saw the credits and I saw Nolan, I was like, you were part of this fucking debacle?
Yeah.
Superman is a character that inspires nothing but joy and hope, and then you make a movie.
Hey, Papa Kent, the fucking like pinnacle of morality to America. You look like you have something to say. Do you?
Do you?
Hey, well, Clark, I don't know. Should you have saved that bus full of children?
No.
Maybe not.
Meanwhile,
I
let
don't
me
know.
go die saving the dog. Bye.
For no reason. Oh.
Yeah. No.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. That movie's already like 2 years old, isn't it?
And it's shit.
You know when you're watching, or when you're fucking watching Dragon Ball and you're seeing like Goku fight the bad guy and they're killing everyone because of how insane the fight is and cities are blowing up and you're like, oh, they're just gonna wish them back with the Dragon Balls after, it's fine. Yeah. This is that in the Superman movie where everyone's getting murdered, the entire town is getting leveled, and it's like, oh, but no, Superman's okay with that? Yeah. He struggles to deal with the one family.
There was like, don't save the kids in the bus, cry when the kids push you down. Yeah. Now here's an hour of exploding silos and 7-Elevens.
There's parts where he like flat out could bring the fight away, but he doesn't.
No, he could have thrown him up in the air and we could have fought up in here in the stratosphere like Goku does sometimes at least.
Wait, we should stop talking about Superman because everyone's already talked about this to death.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
I've never even seen this
and
shit.
we don't want
Superman, more like super.
Date this.
No, it's fine because
well, we've already done. That was so patronizing, you dick. The way you looked at me was so patronizing.
I wasn't even looking directly in your eyes, I am right now, but I was kind of looking at the chair behind you.
I know, you were looking at behind me like I'm not even important, so I got a double patronizing.
It's cool because we got like 3 hours or something, don't we?
No, we're doing pretty good.
I don't want to date this. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
We're over at 43. We're past 2.
Matt jacking off over Donatello's dead body is his favorite Ninja Turtle. That's
why you gotta hate on Donatello.
This motherfucker won't leave me alone. It's the worst.
He goes like, I love.
I bet you love Donatello.
He's the fucking best.
He goes, I love Donatello. I'm like, yeah, you love dead characters that don't matter anymore because they killed Donatello off in the comics.
Yeah, we heard that, but
really?
wait, that was a while ago. I thought they were gonna bring him back like Brian from Family Guy.
Sure, but that was a while ago that we talked about this.
Is Donatello?
How many people do you think got tattoos of R.I.P. Donatello? R.I.P. Don.
Is Donatello the
Did you just compare Family Guy to Ninja Turtles, man?
Brian Griffin.
I want more wasabi, please.
Is Donatello the purple one?
Donatello's the
That's
purple
why
one.
you're dressing purple.
The purple one.
It's not why
Shut
help,
up,
man.
I didn't watch that bullshit.
He does robots like Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, he does machines.
Machines, my bad.
The answer that I give, like when someone asks me, is Raphael, of course.
Everyone.
But deep down, it's actually Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Thank
Mikey
you.
the best.
Those are the toys that people bought. No one bought Donnie. I understand. That's fine.
No one bought Leo.
More
More
for me.
people bought Donatello than Leo.
I want
Leo
to be
gets a bum
Raphael,
rap. You know what?
but life makes me be Leonardo.
We did a week.
It goes Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo doesn't even exist. He can go home and go blow guys, whatever the fuck.
You guys make me be Leonardo. We're not gonna fucking call you guys and ask you why your fucking cell phones aren't working.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Because we are spirit animals.
Yeah, I don't want to be Leonardo. I don't want to have to know.
People like Bebop and Rocksteady better than Leo.
I have swords in my hands, but I only kick people.
That's not.
Get hype, everybody.
Shut the fuck up. Because that's not his fault. That's cartoon regulation. And
right.
you know
It's
that.
the worst. It's
Anyway,
the worst.
we did a week of Ninja Turtle games, and there's 4 of us. So I asked a really nice animator. Like we have several that are in like my Rolodex.
Right.
Ninja Turtle games?
Ninja Turtle games. So we play NES Ninja Turtles. We play,
Can I interrupt you there and say that Donnie was probably the best in all of them? But continue.
Yeah, no, you're not even wrong. But because of our personalities, he likes Donatello. So of course he's Donatello. And Liam is the youngest member of our crew.
So he's Raphael?
So he's Michelangelo.
Oh, Mike. Okay.
And Pat,
The youngest man.
and Pat, another guy, he's like, I have anger issues because, my childhood, whatever. He's Raphael. So just by
Default.
numbers, I'm Leonardo.
De facto.
And I never liked Leonardo. I didn't hate him, but I never liked him.
Right.
But I was just kind of saddled with him, and they made me Leonardo. So that's why I needed to hold your hand there.
Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle is a heavy ass question, man. You gotta know the weight when you ask that.
Michelangelo,
The most
runner-up,
famous
Donatello.
Renaissance artist was the worst turtle.
Yeah.
Sorry?
The most famous Renaissance artist was the worst turtle.
I think we're
That's
The most, yes, okay, sure.
I think
Give me a second.
we're sandbagging Venus de Milo and her turtle titties, though.
Yeah.
I really
Does
think
anyone-
we need
anyone?
to make.
What's that?
There's a fifth, there's a
great.
fifth
What?
turtle that showed up on the TV show.
I don't believe you.
There was a Fox TV show, Fox Kids.
Live action.
So already I don't
Live
believe you.
action.
And they're like,
With the
Ninja
female
Turtles
turtle.
is not enough. That's too old and fucking dated. We need to update this shit, says Paul Marketing. Let's get the girl turtle in there who's Venus de Milo with light blue, and her shell humps are like shaped like turtle titties.
Because that's what turtles have.
How does her weapon?
Yeah, because they give milk and all that. It's
How the fuck
great.
does she sleep on her front? That's bullshit.
but well, let us really accurately paint you the picture here. The turtles have that front part, that softer part on the shell, the four segmented parts, and their belt goes in the middle. This girl has these lumps, these lovely turtle lumps.
Do you know how fucking sexist this is, though?
Yes.
You have a character named after an art piece by a male artist.
Not a female artist.
These,
right.
The receptacles of which breasts would work are blocked because there's a turtle shell over them, making them literally the most useless part.
I know, I'm just saying, if you're gonna go out of your way to make a female turtle, make a female artist.
You'd have to get like a chisel to get to the nipple.
Yeah. What's her name? The unibrow.
April O'Neil.
Freda, right. You make fucking turtle named Freda. There you go.
But Splinter never had that book in the
But
sewers.
she's the only person with the unibrow. Jesus Christ, I asked him one question. I said, what's your favorite turtle? Because you can tell so much from somebody by their favorite turtle. I don't want to get into a full-blown argument about Ninja Turtles, Mick.
You're very surface level then.
But you understand what I'm saying.
Deeper.
Like, how the fuck would you... They're all artists. It's like, it doesn't thematically even... Who pitched that shit? Who sat in a room with producers and everyone's like, oh, yes, good, yes.
I don't remember what her weapon was. Probably a pot or pan.
Her fucking weapon was Tumblr or the internet. Or, no, actually, no, you're right. Or it was a rolling pin. Yeah.
God, shit, man. Yeah.
If you recall, the turtles have a van.
Nunchuck tampons.
The flying turtle van?
No, the turtles had a van that I would always assume Donatello made out of scrap. And
the party wagon.
The party wagon. And he would make it out of scrap and an old crusted van that hobos had a soup kitchen in, what have you. And then in this new live action show with these turtle titties running around, Donatello straight up, or I believe Michelangelo, just straight up has a Hummer. Like a $100,000 vehicle. He just finds a Hummer.
Like an H3?
And broadcasts his own radio station through it. I don't know where the signal's coming from, but let's just say that this show was wacky and took some liberties. That's all you need to. It's called Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation.
The Next Mutation.
The Next Mutation.
Mutation seems kind of accurate when you think about it. It's like a mutant.
You can't argue
the
that.
original.
The only thing I was gonna finish off Ninja Turtles is the Nickelodeon CG Ninja Turtle cartoon.
Yeah.
It's a very solid, awesome thing that actually does some steps into making some of the lesser turtles a little bit more interesting. Like Leonardo always watches a TV show that's a Star Trek type show, off-brand Star Trek, and he looks at how the Captain Kirk conducts himself.
Deals with the team.
And goes, I should do that.
Yeah.
And it's the first time I've ever seen one go, let's actually give Leonardo something.
Nah, he's still a bitch. He's still a giant
You're not even wrong, but I'm saying that there's the possibility of it.
But yeah, dude, you could have went with, who's your favorite Power Ranger? Who's your favorite?
That's nothing. That's a nothing
I know.
question.
The White Ranger, the Green Ranger, those are good choices.
Well, it's always like green
Kimberly,
up until the
idiot.
season where white shows up and then white,
Yeah, exactly.
Who died? Asian girl died in a car.
I got a real question.
Yellow.
I got a real question
Who's
for
your
all
favorite
you
Sex in the City horse?
bitches. Are you
The
ready?
Yellow Ranger.
Who's your favorite Street Fighter character?
Guile.
I don't just mean because of their moveset. I mean, who do you think, to you, is the best Street Fighter character?
Guile.
Oh, character.
Most interesting?
Character.
Not my favorite.
Charlie.
Not who I'm good with.
That's right.
Most interesting.
That's right.
Oro.
Not their moveset. Not
Oro. Oro is the character from Street Fighter 3. He is a fucking one-armed
I know what
man.
he's gonna say.
You think he's got one arm, right? He's this old-ass guy. He's like 130 or so years old, right? He's fucking amazing. He fights in the tournament with everybody with one arm bandaged up because if he took his second arm out, it wouldn't be fair. He's that good. He's that good. His whole thing is he's like, I'm about to die. I just need to find somebody that's strong enough or interesting enough that I want to teach and pass on because my dick is so huge in fighting, no one can fucking challenge me.
He's that nasty yellow dude that looks like a bowl of mashed potatoes.
Wait,
but
who's
his
the guy with the
story
long?
is-
Who's the guy with the fucking beak
that guy.
face?
Huh?
Yeah, probably him. Yellow guy with the big ass nose.
Yeah, with the big ass
Necro.
nose.
It could be Necro as
Oh,
well.
one of those two. It could be. You could be thinking of Necro or Oro, but
And there's a lot of big nose people.
Yeah, Oro's got tattered rags, but his story's great.
he's fucking cool.
Okay. So who do you go with? You still stick with Guile?
Yeah,
Why? Because his brother died in the war?
because I like Guile.
Yeah.
He's got a funny haircut.
Yeah.
Because he's got a goofy haircut.
He's got a backwards American flag tattoo on his bicep. It's great.
Woolie might roll his eyes at first, but there's a specific thing, is that there's a character I already like his moveset, but it's the one thing that makes him the most interesting, is that in Street Fighter 3 there's Alex, who's just basically like a basic grappler, like I'm a tough guy. There's this one part of his story which is so stupid, which he is, I need to get revenge because my mentor got beaten up by the boss of Street Fighter 3, Gil. And then he goes, I'm gonna beat him up for you, man. And his master, Tom, looks a lot like Jean Reno, the actor. And then his master goes, no, it's okay. I got beaten pretty handily and I'm gonna recover.
Right. It was a fair fight.
I should be fine. I'm gonna beat him up, I don't care. He goes, no, don't do that. You're gonna get killed. I'm out the door. And runs out. And that's where stupidity becomes
like
an actual
pseudo macho man.
A
character
motivator.
trait.
Yeah.
It becomes a character trait. Well, I'm so stupid and bullhead.
Right.
Like you say Zangief is, oh, I'm a big stupid Russian wrestler, and that's basically all he is, and that's fine. But this is where it actually became a bit of story, where it's like, I'm so stupid.
It's why he shows up.
It's why he shows up.
I love and hate Alex at the same time.
Yeah, and he was kind of trying to be pushed as the main character. It didn't quite pan out.
Oh, he's fun. He's still cool. He's solid.
It's because he's a motion, charge character, grappler, all that shit all at the same time. But that's too technical. Whatever. Frame data.
Yeah, boxes.
Who's your
Little
favorite?
boxes going around.
I mean,
Go back to that.
I'm not really a big Street Fighter fan because I'm shitty at those games.
But just on observation of the characters.
I like the intro where it shows that guy Cody breaking out of prison just because he can, so he can fight people.
I like this guy.
Cody was my favorite character for a long time.
He's bored. You're fucking boring
exactly.
him.
I love his. Yeah, he's just smashed his.
Well, that's a lot like with Oro too. I mean, he's fucking.
Did you ever see? He also wanders back into the prison when he's.
He likes it there.
Have you ever seen Kung Fu Hustle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that one,
guy,
the old guy at the end, the Beast. Yeah. That was always perfect. Like he just wanted to like fight somebody.
He's got a great taunt where like he has handcuffs on and he opens the handcuff, like flexes his wrist like and then puts it back on. Like shit like that. It's great.
We had a panel earlier this week. It'd be cool, if we had known, like it would be interesting for you guys to have seen it, because what we did is that we took the old Street Fighter cartoon, the USA cartoon that aired.
Oh man, what a piece of shit!
What a piece of shit! Yeah. And it was kind of the genesis of
what a charming piece of shit.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that like I love it to death, even though it's terrible, because it was the genesis.
If you knew how many times people called me that, but yeah. Anyways, go on.
No, that cartoon is so great, but it's like you can't recommend it to anybody. It's like you have to hold it close to your heart.
I would actually recommend certain things, but it was kind of the genesis of even why I would even put stuff on YouTube. I was like, no one has any bits of this stupid piece of relic history on YouTube yet. There's the intro on, of course, retrojunk.com. Check them out today. But no one had anything else, and I put it on there, and we did a thing where I'm like, you know what? Let's like have as a secondary panel event, we're going to commentate over this episode.
Yeah.
And one of them was an episode based on Final Fight, and Cody was in it, and the interpretation of Cody in this version was quite different, where he's just this hot-headed redneck who loves to like do nothing without any plan. And he's like, huh! And he's always out of breath, and he does this voice that's so amazing. Like he's always gone up 16 flight of stairs, no matter what he's doing. So he's like, huh! Where's my Jessica? Where's you taking her? And they're like, Cody, you can't be the one on this mission. Everyone in this town knows you. This is going to be a terrible thing. No, you gotta let me do it, sir. Like he sounds like he's 8 years old. And I had a blast just commentating on this thing, and everyone just laughed at it. And it's just the weirdest time, such a narrow band of time. How this would even be created.
I say that the videos that you cut and put up on YouTube way many years ago were responsible for getting that bison yes clip
you know that meme?
out into everybody's mind.
This animated
no
bison
one really knew
going,
about that.
Yes. It all came from this show.
Hey, wasn't that dude just trying to use Indiegogo to get his house back or something?
I don't think so.
No, he most definitely. His daughter was like,
the voice actor. You're right. The voice actor was.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. You might remember my dad from that bison meme. We're looking to raise $1 million because we owe 30 grand on our house.
That was a real thing.
That is so like stretching your tendons as far as they can go to try to get some of that sweet cheddar.
Who's your favorite Street Fighter?
You know,
I wanted to say Scorpion.
Yeah.
I'm also partial to Skullomania, but he's not around.
I mean, besides
This is, right here. Stanford, man.
Cammy and fucking her face.
Nobody else agrees, but hey.
No, I
No,
would say
people agree.
Blanca is the one. I don't know, it's because I think of myself as like a hairy beast.
Yeah, all right.
And like a weird mix of like Scooby-Doo.
Blanca
It's
is
like, ready.
That's
I don't know.
I miss my mama.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just something about him, like,
Yeah.
he was like a distance guy, but he was also, if you got too close, he could also do his thing as well.
Oh, yeah, that.
And there was just something about the mix of his skill set, and like his story was always so weird. Like he like crashed in Brazil as a pilot or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's
was like
so broken.
No, he's my main. Like, I play Blanca
No,
in my
he had
games.
like
He's
the weirdest fucking like. He didn't really have like there was no depth to, and he was like a fucking B movie character. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But for some reason, I don't know. I found him really endearing.
When you get it, like I was finding out some of the details of the backstory too, and it's like he's actually a ginger because he has orange hair.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah.
And then living in the jungle and shit, like he. All right, I get you, Matt.
No.
No, living in the jungle, like he would like cover his body in like mud and dirt and shit
Yeah.
to like blend in.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like something like the chlorophyll affected his skin and it made him green.
Not according to that
wait,
piece
wait,
of
wait.
shit movie.
Yeah, I thought
And
he
then-
got like he
What are you
like got
talking
raped
about?
by eels or something.
And then no, the eels taught
you
him
said
how to
piece of
use
shit.
electric
Oh
power.
right, yeah, that.
Yeah, and so like.
But that's what I mean. It's such a B movie
It's so
story.
dumb.
No,
and then he meets his mom in his ending in Street Fighter 2,
Yeah.
and it's like this bracelet you gave me when I was
Yeah,
a child,
yeah.
and it's this giant metal slave anklet on his foot.
But he's been carrying it the whole time.
And it's like your mom locked you in chains.
That's right, 'cause he
and
was
that's what you
Jace.
remember.
Woolie, the reason why I snorted because I thought you were going to go into the original design for Blanca that was put alongside Zubaz.
Oh, no. I don't like that's So originally
This seems like a
Yeah, I don't
pretty.
even know what you're talking about.
Okay, originally, Blanca's design, he wasn't a green monster man. He was black.
So Blanca was more.
But that's the only change.
Dark,
Yeah.
black man
Neg
with chains
You could have
around.
said Blacka, and then you went to
Oh yeah, Blanca. That would have been better.
really, man.
I'm not always sitting here with fucking black jokes on my head, Stamper. God.
He had chains wrapped around his whole body and he escaped. And it was him biting down on a chain as his portrait.
I remember
loose in the
that.
jungle.
Whoa.
And that was that character.
Oh my God.
Also-
if you search a little hard, you can find like scans of these drawings, like just on the internet somewhere.
That would have been my
this-
new favorite.
I'm sorry, that would have made him like even better. Like the fact that you got this character, it's like Django Unchained, it's like the Blacka Unchained.
Yeah, but he's in the jungle.
But
Yeah, kicking ass, electrocuting people.
that was the same pass, though, of sketches where Dalsim was just an elephant-headed,
Yeah,
six-armed
16
fucking...
That's cool.
And it was like,
Oh.
and that's the fighter you'd use, was just fucking Shiva, like...
Yeah,
Yeah.
those concept sketches are crazy.
It's insane. There's one that's never seen the light of day. That was the character DJ, right?
Yeah.
Originally,
I love DJ too.
Yeah,
I
the
used to
original
love his music. Yes.
The original
Yeah.
design.
Yeah, dude.
The artist just said like basically the Americans that changed DJ to what he is today, they got the original concept and saw some crazy Mr. Popo shit and were just like, this is so racist. We can't let anyone know about this. Here's this alternate character.
There is no
Please use
image
that.
of this concept in the original version. There's no one can
Just
find
the Phantom
it.
controversy.
It was
that we've
deemed
heard.
too racist for Earth.
Wow.
Yeah, just Japan not knowing, not understanding.
One of the bits I liked about DJ was back in his old sprite work, it had maximum up his leg.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it flips.
Genius.
It's absolutely genius. So no matter if it goes from the first person to the second person side, it still says maximum.
Those letters are all reversible both ways.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's such a smart thing.
Yeah.
Also, back to Blanca, he's the very first Street Fighter character I ever saw. at a Pizza Hut when they had arcade cabinets and Pizza Huts. He was the very first Street Fighter character I ever saw. I walked by the cabinet and I saw Blanca biting the shit out of Chun-Li's head
on the box art, on the art.
Not the art, but the screen.
The looping.
You,
okay, yeah, okay.
And that was the very first time I saw Street Fighter. Was Blanca.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say I first saw Blanca when I walked into a pizza place.
And Pizza Hut, and he was hanging out there at a fucking pizza.
Looks really good.
And he gave me a slice of pizza.
I fucking love Blanca. That's it. The end.
He put his finger out and shocked my pee-pee. And
Yeah, he was like, "Zow."
In the Street Fighter cartoon I mentioned before, Blanca is played super serious as like a tragic Shakespearean
Wait,
character.
like Beast?
Yes, much like
and
Beast.
he's voiced by he's the same voice as Dinobot from Beast Wars, like identical.
So they're
Scott
basically
McNeil.
making him Beast of the X-Men. Like he's
Yes.
like, I am a beast on the outside, but inside I read
You
books.
literally just quoted an episode.
Oh, there
Let
you
me,
go.
let me meditate. Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me meditate on this.
But you guys actually, you'd have a deeper relationship if you watch this cartoon because you'd realize that Blanca is actually Guile's dead best friend Charlie,
Right.
who gets turned into Blanca. So you know those two characters.
So what
are
happens when Charlie
closer.
fights Blanca?
They have they're both. Well, Charlie's not in. Like Charlie is Blanca in the cartoon.
Yes. But in the game, if you have Charlie versus Blanca,
I don't think the Japan took this.
in the
connection
game, you could have
seriously.
Ryu versus Ryu. It doesn't really fucking matter all that much.
damn it.
Damn it.
Dumb. Okay, hold on. Does anyone know what this phrase is from? Dumb is it? Probably not.
The Simpsons?
No, it's from the original
Family Guy.
Soul.
Forrest Gump.
The first Soul. Edge,
Rugrats.
Soul
Blade?
Soul Blade. The first one.
Yeah.
Arnold.
It was one of the guys, and his phrase was his Japanese phrase. I have no idea what it means, but he was like "Dama easy." It just sounded like "damn easy" when I played it.
Soul Blade for PS1?
It was the first Soul game that they ever had.
Soul Edge.
Yeah, it's Soul Edge and Soul Blade. Yeah.
Yeah, they were called the two different things depending on
I
what
think
they
it
were.
was the nunchuck guy in the first one.
No one quotes Soul Edge.
Long
Everyone
D,
quotes
I
Soul
believe.
Calibur.
I'm sorry, Dama Eze was easily one of the first things that I listened to again and again and again because that was just my time.
that cadence.
I'm
makes me-
old, okay?
That dude- no,
get it. I
no,
get it.
no.
All right.
It came out in the 90s, not old.
98 or something.
That is one of the best intros for a video game ever made.
Agreed.
It was great.
Agreed.
Ever.
You know what? The whole Soul series was really good with their intros. I really appreciated their intros.
I got
all around.
more enjoyment out of watching the intro on loop than I did playing the
I
fucking
will say
game.
that the Soul
Absolutely, yeah.
series always made Rock seem like he was just so much better than he ever fucking was. He was a
Yeah.
cheap character that you could he was like the Jack of Tekken. Like, you know, like he had like some big moves, but like what was the other guy? Ostrich or whatever the fuck?
Astaroth.
Astaroth, yeah. They were
Ostrich.
basically like fucking
Asterix
like
and
Rock
Obelix.
and Asterix, you know.
Like, speaking of just the current shit, like Rock, I found out, was also voiced by the guy who did Alucard in Symphony of the Night. Robbie.
Bobby?
Yeah, he voiced Rock in Soul Blade as well.
What?
Yeah, Bango!
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember. Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Small ass world, man.
Yeah, I mean, I told him point blank that I thought that Symphony of the Night was one of my favorite games ever, and he was like, "Yeah, that's good."
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling when you have like a voice actor that treats it just like a job, and it's like sure, it's like yeah, I'm sure he did his best and all that, but when
Right.
it has a personal connection to you, and the person's like yeah, no, it's like
Well, no,
it took
it's
me
so
an
true.
hour
It's not
to
their
get
fault there's a personal connection to you.
Well, right, because you played the game for a fucking 1,000 hours.
Exactly.
He was in the booth for fucking 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and that's why, like, I guess I'll drop the bomb that to me was a fucking nuclear bomb. Like, I couldn't believe it. He's like, yeah, so when I recorded those lines, I didn't even know the game came out till like 2008.
Yeah.
He just recorded it and fucking went about his life.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
it. And it's like, yo, Alucard is it's one of the biggest fucking known things. And just like, yeah, no, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, people like that? That came out? Oh, interesting.
nice to know.
Yeah.
Get to get closure on that chapter of my life.
And then back to Third Strike, the dude that did, he voiced Hugo and Q, maybe a couple other guys. He died a long time ago, and it's like, okay.
Oh, really?
That's all done and over with, so it's like, never knew who the fuck he was. We're all done with
I was
that.
just using some of his voice samples, like Hugo, because when we did the cartoon thing,
Pay your respects, man.
Hugo appears in the cartoon, so I just put like I'm number one and like Bazzigan and put all over that.
Gone. He's under a stone right
Hugo,
now.
Sorry, I totally was just not blanking out. But Hugo's the Andre the Giant character.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah.
You're blanking out.
I'm Blanca now. Oh my God,
It's the most expressive face ever.
That's a 7 out of 10 easy.
I'm a meta. I'm a meta.
You just fucking farted that out like nothing.
Totally.
Good job.
I fucking like anytime there's more like games that come out that have like Ryu or other characters in them. I just want to hear the guy that recorded Hadouken talking, and being a normal person, and like then like so like games like Namco X Capcom and shit where they come out. I'm just like, it's so weird to hear like a full speech out of Ryu. Yeah, but I love that. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
Give a little more range than like one move.
The super compression adds so much charm for some reason.
Of course, for
the most part, they always do a good.
It's not even English anymore. It's just it's like a magical.
It's really
curse.
pleasing though. I don't know why.
Me and my cousins, we used to yell Hadouken at everybody.
Hadouken.
That's Yeah.
Even when you're eating like food, you're just like it's fun.
What does Raiden say when he does this fucking like?
Yeah. Or whatever, I don't remember.
All those guys were going ape shit. I don't even think it was a language. All that nonsense.
It got to the point where in MK4 they actually started saying gibberish sentences. Like when they grab you, they go, "No, I'm gonna throw you over there."
Hey, if you slow down the sound clip, you can hear like them like telling about secrets where things are buried in their backyard.
Yeah.
Really? You know,
like I'd like some pound cake actually being used.
Yeah. That's what it is. I like some pound cake.
That's sweet, dude.
Yeah, I wasn't super impressed with. I was watching Mortal Kombat recently, just like
the movie.
Yeah, and I love that movie. Stands up to time,
gosh.
in my opinion. Especially the first 20 minutes are amazing, like the intro, because they use all these. Well, they use all these practical sets, which are really fucking great. They're not using like the the plaster fucking Mortal Kombat.
Isn't that like a critically hated movie?
No, because I love it.
The second
for a video game movie,
it was great,
man.
Mortal Kombat was a great movie.
The first one is considered a guilty pleasure. The second one is like this critical disaster.
Yeah. But the first one, especially
the second one, is a fucking travesty.
The intro to the first Mortal Kombat, like all the practical sets that they had, like real sets, like the temples and that Hollywood set they had for Johnny Cage and like all this fucking shit. It's beautiful.
I wouldn't call Mortal Kombat a guilty pleasure. I'd call it a decent movie.
Yeah,
it's actually not bad at all.
No, I wouldn't. Because as a kid, when
Ninja Turtles 2 is a guilty pleasure.
I went to go see Stargate, right? And Stargate, they had the trailer for Mortal Kombat, and all I could think about while watching Stargate was like, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And then when I saw it, I still loved it. And then I remember going back to high school when the new semester would start and just go, Jay, you guys see Mortal Kombat? And everyone's like, no, play sports and listen to rap music. And I'm like, oh. And, you know, like,
so I recently watched it.
Man, you got shitty friends, dude. My friends were like,
it still stands up.
I didn't have any friends.
Fucking love it. There was something about Mortal Kombat that bothered me that I was going to bring up because I
was it the fact that Sub-Zero gets beaten by a bucket of fucking water?
Well,
was it the fact that the scorpion spear came out of the palm of his hand?
Yeah, and it had a little face on it that went.
Yeah. No, it did weird me out that like Katana's over in the corner like, use the element
which brings life.
That brings life. And he's sitting here getting in a fight. And finally he's like, oh, there's a bucket of water. God. Water, life. It's like, dude, use the bucket of water. And he'd be like, all right, yeah, let's do it.
Put that fucking Fu Manchu accent with it too. Use the element.
Yeah.
It's like, it was just like, she's just stroking her beard. She got all of a sudden.
And then it's like, oh, you love.
Well, she's 10,000 years old. They keep trying to harp on that.
Well, I mean, it was kind of geared at kids at the time, right? That's what
I don't think so because there was. I mean, it had violence. I mean, there was piercing through you.
Well, yeah, but you can't deny that at
broken
the time,
necks and
the target demographic was like kids.
I think
it was
I think it was like it was teenagers,
not
and
adults,
kids.
but older kids.
Right. So I think it was older kids and then kids who weren't supposed to watch the movie, who got to watch the movie and be like, "Oh my god, I get to watch Mortal Kombat."
The most amazing thing to come out of Mortal Kombat the movie is the actor that played Kano. His Australian interpretation became the de facto way that they portray Kano now.
True.
Like, imagine if in the fucking Street Fighter Van Damme movie, they're like, you know what? Guile should be French from now on. That would be a sick thing, and people should like that. Like,
that's the first movie I can remember as a kid where I saw it, and it had one of those things where it ends on a note where you just start marking out, running out of the theater screaming because Shao Kahn shows up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember leaving a theater excited before
Shang
that.
Tsung, that actor, that Asian actor who plays Shang Tsung, I realized, and I've seen him in a bunch of things.
He was your uncle.
His name is like Kerry Hiroyuki or something.
I don't know, but dude, that guy's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah. He's always the bad guy.
Always the fucking bad
He's
guy.
always bad.
Yeah.
But
He's
he's
got that
always
bad
great.
guy face.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's great.
And not only that, but in that movie,
He does muscle therapy
dude,
for athletes.
You see him in a fucking like evil villain vest most of the time, or an evil villain like cape thing. But when he takes off his shit,
And he's fucking ripped.
dude, that guy was ripped.
Yeah,
because I see him now, and he's like this old ass wrinkly fucking Asian dude. In that movie, in Mortal Kombat, I can see why they fucking hired him. He was fucking.
That was a
jacked.
reveal. That was
they
a reveal.
recast him as Shang Tsung in the web series.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know, the Mortal
yeah.
There's Mortal
That's
Kombat
right.
Legacy, and
That's
they,
right.
they
Yep.
said, we got to get this
That's
guy
right.
back.
And I think that was obviously the best choice.
Also, the guy that played Kano in that movie committed suicide.
Yeah, no, he was
Whoa, hold on.
The end.
How? No, how?
Thanks for tuning in to SleepyCast.
Jesus Christ, man.
Before you end it, how did that happen?
I don't fucking know. I just know he's dead.
he was like in a friend found him or whatever, and he had lied. He was never from Australia. He was billed in his resume said, I'm from Australia, mate. And then it was like, no, you're actually from West Sussex, you fuck. And he would use that because it would actually get him roles,
right?
Because he had a lot of bit roles and things. Like there's a really bad like early mid 90s movie called Deep Rising, which is about a big octopus that inhabited a ship. And they would go in there and they need mercenaries. So this dude was like, I'm Australian, I could totally do this part. And then they get him in there, and then apparently like that had something to do with it. Like he committed suicide because he lied about being Australian for so long. Weird. Something like that.
Wow.
And
all he had to
was,
do
like,
to pull it back
sad.
was say, oh, I'm just a really good voice actor then.
Yeah.
Do you know
just
the most
move on
fucked up
from there.
thing? The guy that played Kano in the web series of Mortal Kombat also committed suicide.
What?
Jesus Christ.
The cursed role.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude. That's like the Matt and curse.
Good podcast we're
The
doing.
Kano curse.
Hey, don't forget, guys.
Of
Christopher
course.
Lee is dead. Don't forget.
How many people have played Kano, and how many are still alive?
Kano curse, of course, curse is spelled with a K there.
Yes, of course. Yes. Absolutely. Flawless victory. I want to know, and then like the person who did like the voice or the character model for Kano in the original games.
Dead.
You're a liar.
Yeah.
You're a liar. If
I
that's
think he's
true,
lying.
that's
The
crazy.
guy that animated Kano, dead.
The guy who came up with the name Kano, dead.
Brain
Everyone
tumor.
that says Kano.
There's a lot of people that named Kano, they're dead now.
If your name has the letters that can be rearranged into the word Kano, dead.
There is somebody that works in Mortal Kombat Studios, whatever the fuck, NetherRealm, whatever, and their sole job is to make sure every C is turned into a K in the manuals.
Yeah.
Every time you're flipping through, it's like,
they have to search
the
that
fact
every
they're
time.
still doing it makes me think that they put it out with C's and then people like tested it and went, nah, this is fucking wrong. Like, Jesus Christ, do we still have to do the bit?
they probably have a program
You know?
that like just gets
Wipes all the C's.
That or if
Their
they just-
keyboards don't even have the letters
That's
C.
right.
I know.
Or their font.
You get fired if you use a C.
Their font type does not allow it. The C.
I remember some marketing thing. They're like, no, the K just looks better.
It does look better.
It does. Look
does.
better.
It looks like
MC
sharp blades.
versus MK.
Yeah.
People who drink Drano, dead.
Cohen.
Confirmed.
Did you drink Drano? Are you sure? Maybe. You don't know. Call. You might be entitled to compensation if you drank fucking Drano.
So I take this wicked shit, I wipe my ass, I look at the paper, it's covered in like this chunky, like ruby red blood. I'm freaking out. I mean, I got my phone, 911, ready to go. Then I remember I ate beets last night.
Call us now.
Call 1-800, I don't know. That's 1-800, I don't know.
Call this fucking number.